Hello, everyone, and welcome to Fable Table, an actual play live stream focused on collaborative storytelling, critical world building, and finding the fun in games. I'm your host, Nick. Joining me today for episode 3 of Song of the Ravenlands are my friends Brian, John, Shannon, and Andy, and I pointed it in the right directions there. Awesome. How are you all doing today?
I was
Dope.
just spazzing out. I was enjoying that opening. I'm so glad I don't have to do it.
You were
Doing
flipping
good.
your emo hair in the camera. It was nice.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I don't have hair anymore to flip.
Yeah.
It had gotten to the length that...
I'm the
It was
only
so
one
good.
with bangs.
John,
That's
what's your go-to
That's true.
emo song right now to celebrate your hair?
The Black Parade, whatever that guy band
Classic.
is.
That's always.
My
That's
Chemical
the.
Romance.
You know,
always-
My Chem Romance has been around as long as Evanescence, and nobody ever goes back to the Evanescence for the
So she
deep
only has
emo moody
one
stuff.
song. Take
She
me
does
up
not.
inside.
Yo, Amy Lee has it.
Today
Amy Lee has
on Fable
deep
Table,
tracks.
we
How
are
dare.
stuck on our pre-show banter. Moving on.
Yeah, let's talk about the game.
Yes.
Nick, how are you?
Man.
I'm
Yeah,
doing-
Nick, how
I'm-
are you?
I'm doing well, thank you.
That's good.
Yes,
Looking
I
snappy, friend.
got my haircut because I'm no longer working on Wednesdays, so I had plenty of time to take care of myself today. Why have
Ooh.
Nick and John swapped haircuts?
I'm just gonna tell him it's a wig. Don't worry.
Okay, that's where we're going with. All right, so I could quickly recap what happened last time on Song of the
No.
Ravenlands, but John has an idea for us.
Guys, we are going to play a game that I have wanted to play with my crews, but never got the chance to. It is called Word Association Recap. I'm going to say a couple words, maybe like 7 or 8, and I want everyone to say the first and only word that pops in their heads. No sentences, just the first word, okay?
I'm so
Who's
bad
ready
at
to
this.
begin?
You're going to
Who's
say
ready to
7 or
begin?
8 words all together, and then we're going to just respond with one.
Yes. No, I'm going to say a word, and we're going to do that 7 times after everyone gives their responses, okay?
Okay.
Go for it.
Oh, God.
All right, the first one is Merrick.
Worm.
Me.
All right, I see we're struggling.
I am really struggling.
What's the order here?
It's
All right, we're going to
popcorn
move to
style.
the next
Shout
one.
out.
Basil.
Chives.
Surly.
Miss.
All.
Chives.
Roofs.
Delicious.
Gummy paper.
Mine was goat. Cacophony.
Oh, God. Beautiful. Resplendent like the sun.
Hey,
Stabby, stabby.
one,
Oh.
2 words.
Pilfer. It's hyphenated. Stabby, stabby. A hyphen. Oh my god. I already know what my next word is, no matter what you say, John.
Andy,
Is
what
it-
do you have for cacophony, Andy?
Jesus.
Eek.
All right.
Eek. I like it. Okay.
Next up is bug.
Contempt for this game.
Yay! Bug.
Okay.
What was that, Shadow?
Venom.
Mm.
Nice.
Creepy.
Nice.
All right.
Orc.
This is too lowly.
No,
for
we
me.
have 2 more.
We need more. We need more action.
Yo,
We need
Orc
more
Town
hit.
Tower.
Are
Nick,
we
just start the
creating
game.
a word
Let's
cloud?
go.
I thought we were doing like a
It's
word to
word
recap.
association. We
Oh
say a
my God.
word. Man, none of you have been to therapy, and it shows. Okay.
Okay.
Nick,
Uh,
give us the game.
all right.
Sydney.
So, last time you all set out to look for the Raven Sisters. The town of the Hollows has been struggling through the winter. People have been getting sick. And the Raven Sisters, who usually come around and help with sickness, fertility. Oh, God damn it! I have the wrong screen again. This one. I need to fix my nameplates on that other screen. Apologies, people. You all went setting out looking for the Raven Sisters. Typically on their little migration pattern around the Ravenlands, helping out various communities. They stop by the orcs at Galler Hall first before heading over to you all. They haven't shown, and they are past due. So you are heading out to find the orcs, see if they know anything. Along the way, you ran into some demons who you fought off valiantly. One of them that was inhabiting the body of a fox, little baby fox. You all killed along with most of its children, but you did not kill the mama demon, who was in the shape of a massive frog that appeared to have other spawn eggs of demons, or you're not quite sure what, on its back. It hopped away. You all made it to Galler Hall, where you met up with along the way, you met up with an orc named Carnal, who was drunkenly pissing out of a tree, and he is your escort to the city of Galler Hall. You all made your way inside, asking about the Raven Sisters. The guards were being very tight-lipped about things and said that you should talk to the curators, of which there are 5, and they are the cultural and political figureheads of the orcs at Galler Hall. And you were led inside the city of Galler Hall to the Tower of Galler Hall, which is this huge, massive tower that is kind of like a Capitol building / library / museum. Inside, it is just very, very different than the city itself, which is, busy and happening, but people are living kind of mediocre lives down in the town, whereas inside the Tower of Galler Hall, things are just overwhelmingly cultured and busy and wonderful. You made your way to one of the top floors, and there at the receptionist desk was a librarian, Rose, who is Carnal's ex-girlfriend. Wick. You approached the desk and were like, "Yo, I want to talk to you about your ex-boyfriend." She was like, "Can I help you with something else?" At which point the guard said, "Yes, can we meet with one of the curators?" And you all were met by, after a moment, you were met by someone who called themselves Embers, who is the curator of magic and sorcery. He is a handsome-looking orc, very well dressed in a long purple robe with green trim. And he notes the giant demon head that you're carrying, and asks, "And what are you doing with that, good sir?"
I'm selling it.
Mm.
Do you?
Yes, demon bodies have very interesting properties, and I would be happy to pay you for this head.
I'm gonna call I want to call a timeout here and just kind of confer with my homies here and pull it back, because that was a group effort killing for this head. So I just want to make sure
500 gold.
I want to make sure we're all getting what it is that we have come here for, if we're gonna barter this thing that we all helped to kill, Wick.
Yeah, I know. I'm negotiating for us.
Oh God, I don't feel good about that. All of a sudden, I feel queasy.
Hey,
Oh
man.
now, good luck me.
Remind me never to bring you to another business venture again. You don't bring enough. We're a united front here. We're all working. I
Are we?
apologize, Mr. Embers, curator.
You may
What
address
does-
me as Curator Embers, or just Embers
Yes.
is fine.
We as a group, including, and I dramatically point the head clippers to Carnal.
Who is
We all
hiding
work-
behind a bookshelf at this point, or I think they
Including
were hiding
him!
behind Brian's character, Merrick, right?
Yeah, I grabbed him by the shoulder and pulled him out from the bookshelf so everybody can see him.
He was quite useful in our killing of this foul beast and its brood. Without him, surely there'd be a bunch of wormlings running around, spitting corrosive acid on trees and foliage.
Pass me by.
Rose looks taken aback at the sight of Carnal. Embers does not change his facial expression, but the guard goes, "Carnal, You know you are not allowed here. What are you doing?
He's our guest.
I believe we didn't give much of a choice. We kind of forced him to show us up here.
It's true. We saved his life. He owes it to us now.
It is a grave insult to have you back, Carnal, in these glorious halls. Are you sure you are sober enough to walk without pissing yourself? Well, yes, I'm fine, thank you. Yes, well, that can be dealt with at another time, says Embers. Come to my study. We will discuss payment of the head and any other business that you have. Please, this way.
I follow, looking back at Cacophony and just staring her down.
I drag Carnal.
Mean mugging it.
I make one of these gestures to Chives out the window to a nearby roof.
He is chewing some straw or maybe a shingle, and he just gives a nod.
I think he's working on a bird's nest, actually.
He's eating a bird's nest?
Hell yeah, like a real goat.
What an asshole.
Careless.
I think
Murderous.
Cacophony is looking for like things that would be easy to just kind of like shove in her cloak that are shiny. She likes shiny things.
Yeah, there are a lot of shiny things on the walls. Like, there are lots of metal fixtures for things like sconces for torches and candles, and there are like candelabras. There are various scrolls that have ornate metal, like, I don't know what you call the unfurling rods that like you know, if you think of like
Picking up what you're putting down.
the Torah,
the
you
Torah.
unscroll it or unravel it.
Tube?
Sure.
I know that.
Just metal tubes, we'll call them. There's lots of stuff like that.
Anything that wouldn't be missed. I think she's looking more for like things that are just kind of like out of place. Like if something has a space on the wall, obviously she's not going to go yoink and take the sword off of the wall. I think she's looking for like books that are on end tables or like somebody's wallet that they set down and walked away from. So
I feel like this is a great time for a discern realities check, since you're taking time to observe a situation or person.
Yeah.
I should probably open Roll20, huh?
Yeah, we should.
Okay. I'll do that.
Nope, not that one. God,
Okay.
I need to
Discern
delete that
realities.
button. Discern realities. First roll of the night.
6,
Nope.
6, 6, 6, 5, 5, 5, 5.
Why? Why are you like the way that you are? All right.
Because I want you to
discern
have
realities.
experience. I want to help
power
you.
level.
That is an 11.
Nice.
As a reminder, we are playing Dungeon
Double
World in
whammy.
our campaign, so we are using the Dungeon World rules, and on a 10 plus is a complete success. So,
Ooh.
when you closely study a situation or person, you can ask these 3 questions. Or ask 3 of these questions. What happened here recently? What is about to happen? What should I be on the lookout for? What here is useful or valuable to me? Who is really in control here? And what here is not what it appears to be?
First and foremost, what here is not what it appears to be. I feel like that's always the question that you should be leading with whenever you walk into any room.
You all are so suspicious.
So suspicious.
What here is not what it appears to be? Well, I can tell you right now, Rose looks like she's working. Her head is down, facing completely away from Carnal. She is not working. She is very distracted. She just has a quill moving on paper. She is not writing anything intelligible.
No.
Her eyes
That's
are
fair.
down. Head over forehead, just ignoring the situation. So in that respect, she is not paying attention to what you are doing, which is good. What else is not what it appears to be here? This particular floor, and probably the last 2 floors you all have walked up, and as a reminder, this is at least this building has at least 24 stories. There is a lot of stuff here, you know, on the shelves, in the stacks, but there's basically no one here on the last 3 floors. So there is some sort of like weird difference between all of the previous floors that you all walked up, where there was lots of bustling activity and life. So this seems more restricted for some reason.
Nice.
It's almost
Okay.
as if there's a massive political figure who works here or something.
And I think last week described most of the floors as being very open concept, with just a few like rooms in the corners of each floor. But this particular floor has a lot of private space down the hallways that Embers, the curator, is walking towards.
Okay.
Quite spacious in here.
So, okay. So the next question, obviously, what is useful or valuable to me?
Yes. So there are, if you're looking for loose objects, unfortunately there are not very many. The entire building is very neat and orderly. The only place that you can see loose objects is in fact over on Rose's desk. There is a return area where there are scrolls and items, books, things brought back to be returned. That is the only spot that looks disorganized and like there's loose things not in their place, particularly metals, which is what you asked about.
How far away from her am I?
You all will be walking by the desk on your way down the hall.
I'm gonna definitely
can
try to
tell.
snatch
It's not
something
easy.
out of that return bin. And then I guess my last question. You know, I'm gonna open it up to y'all. What do you think? So the questions are: what happened here recently? What is about to happen? What should I be on the lookout for? And who's really in control here? Those are the last ones that they could be.
I think they're all kind of self-explanatory. And
Yeah.
sometimes we don't need to use all the options we are given. Like, you obviously are looking out for guards. You don't need to, oh, I'm going to blindly just steal this book and no one's going to see me, right, Nick? Like, it should be fine.
I would agree.
Go do your stealing.
Then that's what I'm going to attempt to pick something up out of that return bin, hoping that Rose will remain as fixated on her doodling as she currently is.
Yes.
Especially if I like make blatant eye contact with her as I'm walking by. That
Right.
might force her to keep her head down.
Right. Now, Rose is not paying attention to you. However, your guard escort is. So I'm going to need a defy danger unless you have a specific move for stealing things.
Can I aid her in this?
What's that?
Can I aid her in this?
Absolutely.
Why?
Let's look at tricks of the trade. When you pick locks or pockets or disable traps. I feel like that's appropriate. This is, picking pockets is kind of broad in my mind. I think this is a good fit for tricks of the trade, which is when you pick locks or pockets or disable traps. So
Merrick wants to help a thief?
yes.
Is this
So
something Merrick does?
before
I think I had something in mind I was going to do, and I think it might unintentionally aid her.
yeah,
That's
what's
what I
that?
wanted to ask. Because I was totally going to drag Carnal into the room with us. I don't know if he's supposed to be there. I don't care. He's coming. And I'm going to be singing his praises to the guard and be like, man, he was up in the tree and he was like spying out all those little demons, like left, right, center. There were so many of them. He was giving us directions, telling us where they're coming, telling us more things are coming in. He was pivotal to this. You too, Rose. You would have loved it. You'd have loved watching him, man. He was a boss up there.
Just walking by.
Okay, so you're trying to be a distraction, essentially?
Absolutely.
All right, give me an aid or interfere, please.
Oh, damn.
All right. Oh,
Oh, dip.
That is an 11.
yeah.
So
You can take a +1.
I think that the Rose is just like, what of her face you can see is just blushing, and she is like pulling her hands even tighter. She's now given up on trying to write and look like she's working, and she's just covering her face. The guard is completely like caught up with what you're saying, and he's like, really? This Carnal? And there's a moment of
This
distraction for you, Cacophony, to nab something. Give me that Tricks of the Trade move, please.
Here it
Ooh,
comes.
I'm so nervous right now.
I was
Here
thinking
it
it would be
comes.
Defy Danger,
Whoa!
but that is an 11.
Ah.
Wow, look at
Well,
those. 11, 11, 11. All right.
No problems at all.
All right.
Nice.
You nab something. I will tell you what later.
Oh,
Mostly because I need to look at a list of things.
Needs to
I don't
figure it
know
out.
that she even knows what she grabbed either. I
she
think she
grabbed
was
it
she
real
just
quick.
saw the opportunity and like.
Would you? So there was probably included in there books and scrolls, and then just like curios. Is there a particular type of item you would have gone for?
Whichever one looked more ornate. If the scrolls are more ornate, or if the books had like a gold binding or something that like heavily radiated magic, I would assume that would be the one that she would go for. Like she has this kind of, I think she has, as a thief, which is what she is. She has kind of like a homing device on things that tend to like feel expensive. So
Got
it's like
that,
she
that,
can.
that carrier pigeon magnet,
Yeah, she's like, this is gonna make me money or get me in trouble. So that's what. Yeah,
Oh.
I think she just kind of whichever one felt more fancy.
Okay. Then I will decide. I need to decide then between like probably a magic item or a really important book.
Ooh, I'm down either way because knowledge is great, magic is great. Let's do it.
Okay.
Just flip a coin, Nick. Just flip the coin.
We could roll a 6-sided dice. And
Yeah,
odds are 1,
1,
and
2,
evens are the
3.
other.
Evens are a book. That is a magic item.
Magic item.
Damn.
Okay.
She just pulls out like a fucking great sword and just
Magic
stashes
item.
it in her wing.
Oh boy.
So
You don't
while
know what
she's
kind of
doing
pockets I
that,
got in my cloak.
We're walking on over to this cool little office, right?
Yes, you walk past several very ornate-looking doors. And the guard points out to you that this is the hall, the floor where the curators live and work. So there are many offices and living quarters up here. Embers leads you to what looks like a very dungeon-esque room. I'm imagining kind of like a Snape's office, like the potions room from Harry Potter. It's basically just like an experimental laboratory. There are lots of books and implements, alchemical implements lying around, and a big giant table in the middle that appears to have like stains of all sorts on it. And he says, if you would, and he gestures towards the table for you to place the demon's head on.
Yeah. No big deal. Reminds me of home, I say, as I put it down on the table.
And he walks over to a desk and grabs some spectacles and puts them on. And he begins examining the head.
Yeah. I think we chill for a little bit and just let him do his thing.
I think Cacophony's going to try and flatter him to gain favor.
Yeah? What do you say?
How do
You look
flatter?
even more dashing with your glasses on, sir.
Oh my gosh.
He completely ignores your comment.
Nice. Good job, guy.
Yeah, so he will begin. He'll grab like a leather, a bound leather tool set and unfurl it, and there's just a bunch of rods of different like materials, different metals, wood, glass, and he just begins like scratching at the head with each of the materials. And he asks, "What can you tell me of the properties of this demon?"
Acidic in nature, armored, shredding? Did it shred armor? It pierced armor.
I
At
pull
the
back
very
my
least.
armor, but there's a big like rent in the middle of my chainmail. I'll be like, this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
it
show him my
talked, it
frayed
sang
feathers.
with cricket legs.
Oh yeah.
It tasted
Good.
kind of like orange juice mixed with like vinegar. If you've ever had that.
He, like, at the comment of the taste, he, like, goes over to a bunch of scrolls and starts, like, moving through them, and he grabs one, pulls it out, and quickly writes down a note. And at the top of the scroll, you can see taste properties of demons, and he, like, rolls it back up and tucks it away.
Yeah, acidic.
Very interesting, very interesting. And was it immune to your weapons?
Yeah, I look at the others. Was it immune
It
to your
ha-
weapons?
it's-
guys?
Immune?
Its
Not
its
immune.
chitin was so thick that my daggers couldn't pierce it, and it was immune to poison. I can tell you that.
I see. Yes, I am noting the acid between the plates here as well. Thank you for the warning.
Yeah, it damaged some of their gear. And I look at, or I point to Merrick's, like, pockmarked face.
Yes.
However, very susceptible to the cow tipping maneuver. Make sure you put that down.
Head injury.
I see. And
Big dumb dummy.
what did you appear to have cut its head off?
Yeah.
With what did you manage this feat?
Don't worry about it.
What I am proposing to buy from you is more than material. It is information. We have been studying demons since demons arrived in the Ravenlands, and knowledge of their weaknesses, strengths is of important value to us, especially given how many demons are immune to mundane weapons.
No, you've already sold me. But first, I gotta say, it's kind of like a secret. It's gonna cost you a little bit more than just, like, whatever this thing. Like, this is... And I, like, put a hand on... I do the puppy eyes, Nick. And I'm a pathetic-looking wretch, alright? I'm pitiable. I'm poor. I'm destitute. I'm wearing shovels for armor. This guy's gotta have a heart, right?
He's looking at you like the way he looks at this head. Given your freakish nature, he is very interested in you.
Look, you can have the rights to whatever information I give out. I don't know how your research works, but, like, hey, you know, it's personal matter.
The weapon you killed it with is of personal nature.
Very, very personal.
I'm gonna be.
Is it
Alternatively,
gonna be in the corner,
you could
like,
tell us
tilting
where
her
the
head.
Raven sisters are, and we'll call it even.
Hold that information until we get a better offer on the info from
Absolutely.
these people.
He squints at you when you say Raven Sisters. And what are the Raven Sisters to you? I do not even know who you are yet.
Do you know of the Hollows?
Shovel armor from the Hollows.
Yeah.
You must be a Moss Boy. One of those grave wardens, is it?
Yeah, sure, we'll go with that. We have a different word for it. But, look, bud. Like, family secrets, stuff like that. You get the idea. You've been in the game.
I see. Well, I suppose if you are looking for the Raven Sisters and you are from the Hollows, and he eyes the rest of you, are you also from the Hollows?
Yes.
I come from a settlement farther away, but most recently have settled in the Hollows.
He's
and
not
was
to
waiting.
be trusted.
I see. Well, as you know, the Rust Brothers are always searching for the Raven Sisters with malice and murderous intent.
Oh, believe you me, I know.
I see. Well,
I don't know if it's escaped your attention, but I'm quite birdish, no? I wouldn't
Yes.
sell my sisters out.
That is fair. But the Rust Brothers have been becoming more creative in their attempts to suss out the Raven Sisters and their enemies. So you can understand that my people have wanted to be particularly careful not to act in any way that might incur their wrath.
It's understandable.
just a few days ago, we had not only Rust Brothers, but a complement of Iron Guard. Their military arm were here searching the city as well. I will tell
Well?
you now, I have the information you are seeking, and I will give it to you in exchange for this head. If you'd like to keep your personal family business to yourself, I'm willing to part with it.
That's a good deal. However, we are dying, or at least severely injured. How are you able to, use some of your big, mighty curator influence to let us stay somewhere where we don't have to, be menial laborers?
I can make arrangements at Galler Hall's Inn, if rest and boarding are what you seek.
I give a big sigh of relief.
I'm gonna dip my head and just kind of like bow at him. Like, yep, that's the guy.
All right. Don't need to put those plans into motion now. That
I'll
is
tap-
a
I'll
load
tap-
off my shoulders.
I'll tap Wick on the shoulder. I'll lean in and be like, see if you can get some provisions too, because we're kind of broke.
Oh yeah, we're also starving and poor. I'll show you my secrets for money to buy supplies. It'll basically be a net even, right? Your economy doesn't lose any money, and we get, supply,
Okay.
it works out, right?
You are asking for adventuring gear?
Yeah.
Like to-go rations rather than just to be fed while you're here?
Well, we did eat most of our food on the way.
Yes,
so,
you did.
Yes.
Yes, you did.
The orc ate most of our food.
This is true. Well, I mean, Colonel earned it with his expert scouting, so...
Yeah, we gotta talk about Carnal at some point, but...
How are you all doing on coin? I almost said cred, which is my other game.
Thanks for going to my sheet. I think I have 2 or 3. No, I'm at 0.
You have 0. Merrick has 0.
I didn't start with anything.
Cacophony has some, I'll say. Andy, how are you doing coin wise? 0.
0, I think. I don't have coin listed anywhere.
Okay.
Oh, I see it. Okay, yeah. 0.
John, I'm gonna need a parlay roll from you.
I'd love to give you a parlay roll. Let me just open up my character sheet. I'm pathetic. Am I being assisted?
You know what? Actually, no. I reread the rules on parlay, and it is specifically about when you have leverage over someone. This person has something you need as much as you have something they need. So I think this doesn't require a roll.
Wash.
Yeah, I think he says very well.
Sure?
That is something that I can help provide for you, especially given where I believe you will be headed next. If you are looking for the Raven Sisters.
Why don't we just foreshadow that to our next scene? He obviously wants time with his head. Me and him have to speak.
Yeah.
Let's do some R&R.
Yeah. So let's look at the rules for what it requires to recover from just resting. So I'm going to pull up the special moves sheet, and I will click on recover here. When you do nothing but rest in comfort and safety, after a day of rest, you recover all of your HP. After 3 days of rest, you remove 1 debility of your choice. If you're under the care of a healer, magical or otherwise, you heal a debility for every 2 days of rest instead. Who here has a debility? And debilities are those pesky little checkboxes next to each of your stats, like sick or
definitely.
shaky or weak.
Kill me.
Moi aussi.
Okay. So what Embers, the curator of magic and sorcery, shares with you after you tell him about your sword. I'm curious, what do you tell him about your sword? We don't have to roleplay that, but what highlights do you hit?
So I guess I'll just show him how it pops out of my chest, and sort of materializes out of whatever the fuck I'm made out of in a way.
Yeah.
And then he can like look at it, and I'll be all shy about it to make him more uncomfortable. Be like, ooh, that tickles.
Is it possible that I may take a sample?
Oh,
A
my.
sample?
Yes. What is it made of?
Probably guilt.
You don't want to know, buddy.
I think a sample
Eric,
might, you know, we might need to get a healer out of this deal also.
I don't think you can.
Sweeten
I
the
think it
pot.
all goes back into me once it dematerializes.
You didn't have to tell him that.
No, it's fine. He's on the up and up. Besides, if he ever turns on me, I'll show him where the rust.
Okay, so you're asking for a healer, is that right?
We don't need a healer.
No, we
I
don't
got
need
that
one.
covered.
We have Merrick.
Oh, you are a healer. That's right. Okay,
I'm a magical healer.
That's
I can help
right.
us recover.
that's right. Well, except you don't have any access to any of your spells right now, Merrick.
I know. I'm working on that in a minute.
He's still
Okay.
a self-taught man.
All right.
He's not all God.
All right. So, during the first day of rest, and we did describe you all as arriving in the morning, so we can count today as that day of rest. You know, there was a little bit of journeying, but I'm willing to like just hand wave it. You all are able to kick up your feet and relax. You know, soak up the sights, walk around the city, and just kind of enjoy a settlement that isn't your own home where you have to work. And you can take it as easy or be as busy as you want. Yeah, so, and I assume that you all will want to be here for just 2 days to clear up some debilities and achieve healing.
Yep.
Okay.
I think that's about right.
Okay.
Yeah, I have to do something the night we get into town, though.
Okay. So I think John Wick is spending most of that day being interrogated.
Yeah, that's fine. I like the attention.
But arrangements are made and everyone else is allowed to leave. Carnal sticks with the rest of you all. He explains that he does not have a home here anymore since he was kicked out. And
Yeah, can I
well,
ask
he was
Embers about that?
he will explain that Carnal made a fool of himself and demonstrated that he is clearly incapable of performing the duties that are required of him and was let go.
Was there any like actual investigation as to like why he was drinking or the motivations therein to piss on several squirrels?
They do not matter.
What do you
He
mean
came
they
to
don't
work
matter?
drunk and pissed all over some of our collection, ruining them.
He doesn't have to work in the library where all of the good stuff is. Give him a shovel. Let him sling poop, but give him a job anyway. He did help us to bring you this
Yeah,
magnificent
is he
head.
like exiled until suicide, or like what's your punishment here?
He is exiled from this building. He is welcome to live in Galler Hall. He chose to leave of his own accord. Perhaps due to the shame and guilt he feels.
That is information that would have been good to have.
I would round on Carnal and be like, why didn't you tell us about this? The details we needed. Where are you concealing from us?
I don't know if he would have been this crass in front of Carnal.
Yeah,
I was assuming this is
like a
John
one-on-one.
or Wick with Ember's one-on-one.
Oh, got it. Okay,
Yeah.
got it. My bad.
Get out of here, Cacophony. Stop looking at me with my shirts off, okay? Look, dude, I need, there's gotta be, like, more than that, though, right? Like, you don't just, like, come to big royal tower where all the magic and scrolls and knowledge is and then just be piss drunk and piss on things.
We are his employer, not his friend. We were his
You
employer.
were like a government. Who's your government?
Well, we have many members of government, but we are led by curators such as myself, of which there are 5. I am unfamiliar with that term. Could you please define it for me? And he grabs a scroll and a quill.
It's like when a bunch of, it's like a higher class of normally older men have like all the political power, which seems to be what's going on here. It's the same thing with it.
We have a female curator. There's also a newly elected young curator.
Oh wow.
Uh,
Getting all those diversity markers, huh?
yes. our token young person, our token woman.
All right, no,
The
it's fine.
curators were appointed long ago by our god Clear during difficult times during and after the Alder Wars.
Well, that's cool.
So I don't know if they're. I don't remember. Nick, don't remember the archy for religious leaders, but theocracy, that would be it.
Theocracy, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So you're totally down if he just goes out and kills himself, right? Just making double sword, no big deal. I'm not judging.
I wouldn't wish anyone leave and kill themselves.
Oh.
But
Are you sure?
as an employer, it is not my business.
Okay.
We
have an awkward conversation.
He also will say this conversation also is privileged, as there are many labor laws that would normally protect an employee's, performance records and improvement plans.
Don't worry about that. Cardinals gave me power of attorney. It's okay.
Ah, has he?
Yes.
Very good, very good. Anyway, this material, what is this made of? And he'll just ask lots and lots of questions.
It sort of appeared one day. Yeah.
So,
we can end the scene there.
So you all are set up at their local inn, which has a couple people, a couple halflings, a couple goblins, maybe an elf or two. And otherwise, you're free to do whatever you want throughout the day. Is there anything in particular the rest of you want to do?
Is Carnal with us?
Yes.
All right, I'll pull him aside and be like, Carnal,
Yeah.
we were a little bit injured from our endeavor on the road. I need several things from you. Are you ready? I need your help, man. You know this city.
Okay, but just know I'm gonna, if you need me to run errands, I'll be slow, because I also bruised my chest holding onto that tree.
Okay, this shouldn't be too hard. Are you ready? Got my list.
Okay.
Clear spirits.
I
need bandages. I need sage, sugarcane, and a lime.
Was that lime or line?
Lime. With an M.
Like the fruit?
Yes.
Okay, you're not going fishing?
No.
Okay.
Off the stone, right?
Clear spirits,
Lime.
bandages, sage,
Yes.
lime.
Sugarcane.
Sugarcane.
Yep.
Are we making cocktails?
Don't ask questions, Carnal. Just go get it.
Okay. And he heads out. And then he comes back a minute later. I don't have any money.
Figure it out, Carnal. We're injured here. We saved your life. Come on.
Okay. And he leaves again.
Damn it, he found me out. We're totally making cocktails. All right. And we start resting and recovering.
Okay. Anything else?
I think Cacophony is gonna brew up some more poison.
Okay.
Because I think she depleted some of that in the fight, no?
Yes, I think you spent one of those.
Yeah, she's gonna re-up.
Also think Basil and Chives would find sitting around in the city very frustrating and might go wander. I believe in the description you gave us the other day, you said it was nestled in some mountains. So I think the two of them might leave the walls and go exploring a little bit during the day just to be out and about.
Yeah. And the city
also pick up some sage for the list.
Yes.
Carnal will not be successful on.
Yeah, probably not. Sage is probably expensive, unless it's really.
I believe we could find it in the mountains. But
I rolled a 6, so it's very common.
Okay, never mind.
Carnal will probably have no problem getting some as well. And as you head out the city gate, the guards hand you your bow and arrows back, and any other weapons that you dropped off on the way in.
Yeah, fucking better.
Okay.
Andy. I would like to commune with my deity if I have time as well.
Yes. I think that takes an hour or so.
It does.
Yeah, can you link the commune ability for
Oh, yeah,
us?
sure.
And while I find some city music, because I realize I'm still playing my library music.
Hey, Big Jeezy, it's your boy, Merrick.
Well, I
City and the
commute.
city? Is that a...
Making some pina coladas. You want one, worm? Hell yeah.
That
Oh,
Jeez Louise.
that's too loud.
The clear spirit, sugarcane, and lime, he's making caipirinhas.
Okay. When you spend uninterrupted time, an hour or so in quiet communion with your deity, you lose any spells already granted to you, are granted new spells of your choice whose total levels don't exceed your own level +1, and none of which is higher than level, and you prepare all your rotes. Okay, so basically this is you just checking in with Worm and going, yo, what's going on? Why don't I have my spells anymore? Or why didn't I?
I wouldn't approach it like that. I would beseech Worm and ask him to grant me his wisdom and guidance as we're learning things here in the tower in this place of infinite knowledge. This is the time
Yes.
when I need his power in
What
me so that I can further act towards his glory.
Yeah. What does communing with Worm look like? Like, is it, a prayer? Is it a ritual? And what in general does that look like?
I think it starts with a ritual where Merrick gets to a quiet and calm place, and then he just starts praying and closing his eyes, and you just see him start swaying back and forth, kind of like a snake to a song. And then he just
Mm,
starts praying, and then inwardly praying, and then maybe the occasional hissing sound comes out. You don't know. It's a quiet place. Nobody else sees it.
interesting. Okay, let me find some reflective music then.
I think would it be possible also for Cacophony to like maybe do some tests with the jar of the demon cricket poison that she extracted?
Yeah, we could probably do that. Give me a moment and we'll take this one at a time.
For sure.
Um,
Didn't mean to interrupt. I'm gonna jump in.
Nick, you have to run all of our storylines
I know.
simultaneously.
I need to be better about coming up with like some theme songs ahead of time for things like this.
Oh, do
Um,
we all get theme music?
I
That
don't
would be
know. I feel
dope.
like every time we do a commune with Worm, maybe it should be the same song.
I like that.
Let's try. Uh, oh, Russian Winter's a good one. Let's just do that.
Mm.
That's a Talk with a God song. Okay.
I don't hear any music at all.
It should be starting. Okay, so you find a quiet, one of your rooms that's quiet enough. You begin your reflection and meditation, begin swaying in that snake charmed motion. And then do you enter like kind of like a meditative state or like a dream state, or what do you like? Is there a physical place that you like appear and converse with Worm, or is it just voices?
No, I think it's more like a small trance where I'm trying to outwardly seek him and trying to listen and maybe hear something in my mind.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And you is it maybe it's like listening for like a hissing sound kind of in your mind, like astrally trying to find a hissing sound and find like moving towards it.
Kind of like turning the knob on the radio.
Yeah. Trying to like put the wires in the right place and find the
Yeah.
exact right frequency.
Switch that antenna around.
Yes.
Like lean on it, twist this one side, put some gum on the side, and then twist it.
Yeah.
Got to get that right reception.
Yes. And it is much more difficult than usual for you to find the signal and tune into it. And you're not sure why. But eventually you're greeted with the voice of Worm. And he calls out to you and he says, "Ah, there you are. I've been looking for you. Something got in the way. Something came between us. And I'm not quite sure what. I'm glad that you are okay. Was there something that happened to you?"
We fought a demon.
Demons should not be able to interrupt our ability to commune with one another. Must be something else. Strange.
I'm here. I'm at Grammar Hall. Or Galler Hall. It's a place of higher learning. You would think this would be a place where it'd be easy to attune to.
Yes, well, usually I can find my clerics anywhere, but for a moment I was disconnected from all of them. Those who worship me. I am uncertain why, but it is good to hear that you are in Galler Hall. That is where Gorthank is from, yes? I miss Gorthank. He was a good student and servant. You perhaps should follow up and see if he left anything behind for you that may assist you as you walk the path.
I will do so. I will try to investigate the cause of this disturbance that disconnects you from your followers.
Yes, it is quite disturbing that my power and strength were interrupted like this. And to think that someone possesses the ability or power to do so is unsettling. I do not like to know that someone has such power over me. We must discover who this enemy is, or this force, whatever it is. Without understanding it, we cannot confront it. Let me know if there is anything you need. For now, and unless anything else happens, I will be with you.
Thank you, Great Worm.
All right. Unless there's anything else, we will disconnect the call, as it were. And you will wake from your slithering pose back in the tavern and inn.
Got it.
Yeah.
A polite deity with telephone etiquette.
I'm hanging up now. Okay, thanks. Have a great day. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, was there anything? Okay, bye.
No.
See you when you die. So...
Oh, jeez. Okay. So, Cacophony, you would like to brew potions. Can you link your poisoner talent for us?
Yeah.
And this is just so I can remind myself of if there's a roll or what it requires. Okay. Whenever you have time to gather materials and a safe place to brew, you can make 3 uses of the poison you choose for free. Note that some poisons are applied. Blah, blah, blah. So, do you have what you need to create more bloodweed, which I believe bloodweed is your chosen... Oh, yeah, you added it right there at the top. Are the materials to make bloodweed like just readily available, or is there any like particular component that is more difficult to gather than the rest?
I think she needs to go hunting. I think that there might I think in general she can, if she doesn't have everything that she needs as a quote unquote master, she can make do with what is available to great effect. So even if in less than optimal conditions, she can still pull something together.
Okay. And then you would also mention trying to experiment. You probably have time to do one or the other.
Oh, damn. Okay.
At least today.
Let's experiment then.
Okay.
Because we know what the bloodweed does. We don't know what the cricket lobster venom does.
Yeah. Okay. So I believe that the jar was slightly contaminated. It got some blood in it because Wick was overzealous in trying to help you get the poison out. So I believe this is just going to be an intellect or intelligence check at a -1. So at the very top, right above alignment, you can click -1 forward to apply a -1 penalty to yourself. And then click intelligence there. That is an 8. So you get a partial success here. And it is partially because the venom is muddled with blood that your results are a little skewed. Let me pull up my notes from the demon Grelf.
Was that the cricket's name?
The cricket demon's name was Grelf, yes.
Okay.
So it's a pretty basic poison that just has really high acidity level, so it is really effective at just destroying like metals and organic material. So any like metal shavings you put in or like plants or anything that like wood even, it'll just like burn it up.
Is there a way to neutralize it with like a base to get greater effect from the poisonous attributes of it, while nullifying the acidic effect of it?
Yes. You notice that at different times, as you do experiments, it seems to have different potency.
Okay.
And you are unclear why. There is a moment where you maybe put in like you tap it with like a little metal rod or maybe like a little twig, and it just does not burn at all. So there's clearly something.
But the results are.
Yeah, generally it's burning shit, but there's a moment where it doesn't. And you try and replicate that, and you can't seem to figure that out. And then it comes back and it stops burning things, and you're not sure why, etc., etc. And that is what
Pick
you get
that
on
up
a
at a
partial
later
success. Yes.
It's good. It's all information is good.
Yes. Okay.
Cool.
John, you had something you wanted to do.
He has a meeting.
Yes.
So, he needs to go talk with Rose. Probably after she gets off work. It's going to be a pretty short conversation, I feel.
As you leave your conversation with the curator, Embers, it looks like another librarian has arrived on shift, and Rose is packing up to leave.
Cool. I'm going to go out to the tower and not conversate with her in her workplace. Because for some ghostly voices in my head told me that was cringe. So I'm going to listen to them and have a very quick aside as she's coming out.
She sees you staying there outside of the tower and just lets out a deep sigh and like looks around like she just wants to get away from you.
Well, I wouldn't have just stood there intimidating. I would have snuck up on her, of course. Let's be right.
Give me a defy danger dex, please, or some sort of sneak check.
I'm so sorry. Oh, fuck. Oh, I want a 6 here so badly. Please tell me. Oh, it's a partial.
All right, so you're trying to act despite a threat. The threat being she picks up on you. You stumble, hesitate, or flinch. The GM will offer you a worse outcome, a hard bargain, or an ugly choice. Yeah, she picks up on it, right? Picks up on the fact that you are following her, and she finds someone she knows and asks them to escort her home.
Okay.
So she's no longer alone.
Wait. Is it
It's
carnal?
No,
not carnal.
absolutely
Of course
not.
it's not carnal. The subject of this conversation is not going to be present for the conversation, Shadow. That's fine. As soon as we're out of the fucking building, the Galler Hall and Galler Hall, I'm gonna be like, hey! Rose! I borrow you for a sec?
She like grabs her friend by the arm and like they begin moving at a faster pace away from you.
Oh my fucking god, what is wrong with
Asa.
you people?
Chase him down the street, John.
No, I'll just get Carnal to tell me where she lives. And then just knock on her door in the night.
God.
Arnold's chances are really being hurt by this uncouth
I need
stalker.
to know! Why was Carnal gonna commit suicide, Andy? Okay?
Why do you think Carnal is going to commit suicide?
He was drunk 5 days outside of town in a tree. You don't climb a tree unless you're gonna jump or hang yourself, okay? Wick knows he's tried.
I don't know if this is a good idea.
Carnal. Jesus.
Well, you said you'd ask him where she lives.
Carnal just snuck up on me. He just has, like, the sugar. Spirits in his hands. I was like, oh!
Yeah.
Alright.
I appreciate
That's fine.
I appreciate you trying to talk to her, but really, like, I
Carnal,
think
why were you gonna kill yourself, man? I wanted to not just fucking go whole horse and yes, the whole horse on you. But
I wasn't.
what do you mean you weren't?
I think you're misunderstanding what I was doing in that tree. You see, I really needed to piss, but I needed something, you know.
Carnal, you better give me a parlay check right now, because no one believes you.
Well, you see, in Dungeon World, the GM only rolls damage dice, so
Oh.
I don't.
I
roll.
want to discern realities, Nick. Is he telling me the fucking truth?
I don't think you need a check here. There is nothing being withheld. He genuinely is trying to convince you, like, look, I was having a hard time, but like I got up in that tree and I saw the beautiful view. Let the water flow, and it was just a really sweet moment. And then I ran into you guys, which made it an even sweeter moment, honestly. Like, I'm fine. And
Furious.
if
I am actually mad. Wick is actually mad, not John. John is just really good at role playing, okay? To the point where he's empathizing with imaginary characters in his head. I look at Carnal. How dare you? And then I leave to wherever Merrick is so he can cure me of my sickness and weakness.
Basil, what did I do wrong? He's really angry at me.
Just started by not pissing on everyone.
Oh, well,
And
I'm sorry about that.
And Chives gives him a gentle kick. As much as I deeply value peeing in the wilderness, you gotta look where you're going. So
That's fair. That's fair. I'm learning.
how were you up there for real though?
I need to talk with Merrick.
I don't. Okay, to be clear, like, if this is going to be a bit for this whole show that Colonel is just trying to convince you all that he wasn't trying to commit suicide, I don't know if I'm interested in
bit.
spending that much time talking about suicidal ideation.
No, it's okay. We're done with Carnal.
I don't believe
after
that
this.
he was trying to. I don't believe that he was trying to kill himself. I believe there was still an ulterior motive to pissing from such a high position. Like, why did he need to go up there to pee? Maybe Carnal and I can bond over enjoying peeing with a view, as you do in the wilderness.
Well, you see, there is a spot up on a trail that's really hard to find. I could take you there tomorrow.
This all he cares about? What is this character, Nick? Come on.
You know what? Y'all are asking the questions which are driving me to characterize him. So ask different questions if this is not what you want.
Merrick!
Carnal's just a big old
Take me
drunk
to your
dum-dum.
favorite
That's
hiking spot. Take me to your favorite spot in the mountains nearby. Let's go for a hike.
During the night. Just
While our friends, while my co-adventurers are healing and communing and making cocktails. Take me to your favorite spot. Let's get out of the city that you're not welcome in.
Well, it's night. I think it's nighttime by the time this conversation is happening. So he offers to take you tomorrow.
And oh, okay.
I think Cacophony was like witnessing that horrid exchange, and she kind of like she I think she pulls Wick aside and she's like, "Hey,
I need to
if you
talk to
really
Merrick. Don't touch me, bird person.
if you
Oh.
want to fulfill your oath and get Rose and that dumb orc
I
back
don't.
together,
I just
then
wanted
you
to know
should-
why he was gonna die. I only have one coffin cacophony. He's too big. I need to make another one.
Uh-oh.
I'm just saying that if
Wick.
you wanted to help him at all, you should let him be the hero and defend her against you. And then
I don't
That's
care
all that-
about their romance.
Well-
Obviously, it wasn't real love if they broke up. I've read Prince Charming. I know how romance works. Obviously. You go up to people's workplaces and you tell them. All right. Wick
If
has
it's
no
not
idea.
forever, it's not love. Love,
True.
the Moss way.
I'm just gonna kind of like
Wick has
stare at him
a,
with one eye, the way that birds do sometimes. They freak me out.
Wick
That creepy,
never,
like, one-eye stare.
discerned realities. Eric, we gotta talk, man.
What's going on, Wick?
So,
You seem agitated. I could hear you from like 4 blocks away.
I know, I hate my new voice. It sucks. It's squirrely. It's screeching almost. Oh, anyway. Reminds me like I'm some sort of creature. Anyway, we gotta get this clown a job so that we can leave him here. I'd feel bad if we, killed him on the side of the road. Or got him killed. Not killed
This
him.
is true.
Got him killed. Like, he's not our slave or serf. There's no point in bringing him with us.
Maybe we can get a job for him at a kitchen somewhere. Maybe in
Make
the
him work
medical
his
ward.
way up. Yeah.
The man likes to piss. You could sterilize wounds.
Yeah, are you... So, you're a chef, and I don't drink alcohol. Can you teach him how to make drinks? Maybe Basil can help you, since Basil's like an herbologist or
This is true.
man of the woods.
And I do like my spirits.
No, he's already out gathering those supplies. I didn't really
Well-
need most of that stuff. I was just thirsty.
Alright.
He definitely did
Good
bring
talk.
back all the supplies.
Wonderful. I will sprinkle a little bit of alcohol on the bandages to help sterilize whatever wounds we have there. I will give the sage to Chives whenever he gets back because it's just delicious. And then I will mix myself up a mojito.
Oh, yeah.
And I will try to teach
You
it
re-
to Colonel so that, maybe he has
you
a job.
receive an appreciative bleat.
Carnal makes not a great drink. He is struggling with just
Alcoholic
basic
who
concepts.
doesn't know how to make drinks. Can you believe it? What is this guy doing with himself?
He's like, the complexity of the drink is lost on me. I just like me a good ale.
Not that hard, Carnal.
This guy.
Tiny sugar. Cut the lime.
I don't really like sweet drinks. I'm sorry.
You're missing out.
I go underneath the bed and go to sleep. I don't sleep onto the bed.
All right. So the evening passes with good music being played by a minstrel who's been playing all day in the tavern. You all sleep pretty well for sleeping. For many of you, probably the first time, or for some of you, the first time in a completely different city. But things go well. In the morning, Merrick, you are greeted in the tavern area of the inn by another curator. Let me do. Oh my god, I'm so unprepared. I need some tavern music. Let me just find some tavern music to set the scene here.
Did we ever get our Russian winter music? Because I didn't hear it.
You should
It
refresh.
played through.
Refresh roll 20.
Oh, it was coming through roll 20, which is muted for me right now.
Ah, okay.
There you go.
Oh boy.
I'm just listening
Oh,
to the echo of the stream like a lunatic.
Now I got it.
Yikes. Okay, let's do Mountain Tavern, because it's going to be like a quiet morning here. Okay, so there is someone here in the tavern to greet you in the morning. They are another well-dressed orc. This one goes by the name of... his name is Witnessed by Starlight, but he offers that you can just call him Starlight. If I were to cast him in a HBO show, it would be with Forrest Whitaker. And he is someone that just gets on your nerves right away. The way he speaks to the tavern staff, ordering, like, just kind of barking at them, like, bring us food now. I have an important meeting with Merrick here. And you can just, like, tell that he is very disrespectful to his own people. But he says, you are Merrick, yes?
I am, good sir. So, to what do I owe the honor?
I am Witnessed by Starlight, and you may call me Starlight. I caught news that we had some guests in town, and I reviewed the logs, and I was surprised to see your name. You see, you're someone who I have been waiting to meet for a very long time, dear Merrick. Please, have a seat. And then he, like, makes a snap, like, we will have food for our meeting here shortly, I am sure. But for now, let me begin by saying that I am a longtime friend of Gorthank, who spoke very highly of you before his passing. What was that?
May he rest in peace.
Yes, indeed. Now, I would love to get to know you, but I do just want to let you know that I am here to meet with you because I have some business. Gorthank left behind a will and left behind several things for you. And I, as the arbiter of his estate and good friend, am responsible for ensuring that his will be executed. And I have waited a long time to do so. So I am glad you have finally made it.
I didn't know he thought so highly of me, but by all means, continue.
Yes. And he goes on to explain that, there's, like, legal procedure for, bestowing things upon people's death, and he was completely shocked that Gorthank would leave behind items to not only someone who lived in another community, and he did die during the Blood Mist, so just the thought of someone else traveling to Gallarhall was, like, unheard of. So, like, he admits and tells stories of when Gorthank wrote his will. I told him that he was fucking crazy for leaving it to you, who lives in the Hollows, and a human no less. Ha ha ha.
I'll politely smile and say nothing when he says that.
Excellent. And he just, like, gives a raucous laugh. And I think it's at that moment that the food arrives, and he just, like, pulls it over. He does not say thank you at all to the wait staff. And like, invites you to dig in. He goes on to explain that there are several items left behind, and he says that, like, I had to meet you to believe it, but he asks you about yourself, learns that you are a man of Worm, a cleric of Worm, and that you work... I don't know, what else do you share with him?
I'm sure a little bit that I'm a man of the kitchen, also a man of the cloth. And I'm more interested in knowledge and understanding than in mundane activities.
Well, that is perfect. And I have to ask you a question, Brian. So you have listed on your character sheet that you are Merrick the Inquisitor. Or the Inquisitive?
Yes.
The Inquisitive. Well, this is perfect. Then I don't need to arrange this with you and make sure that this is in keeping with your lore. He says that the first thing that Gorthank left behind to you is in fact not an item at all. It is a title. You see, Gorthank was a very special person here in Gallarhall. He was in fact the Inquisitor of Worm, which is an esteemed position. for those of us here at Galler Hall. And he named you as his benefactor of the title of Inquisitor of Worm. With the title comes various responsibilities. When called upon by the curators and the orc people, you are required to come and fulfill your obligations and duties. But also with it comes the ability to access the records and tomes and curios of Galler Hall.
Excellent.
It is a prestigious title that no human, and in fact only orcs, have ever held among our people. It is highly irregular, but I welcome this new and exciting opportunity to gain a new perspective and teachings of Worm from human perspective.
I will strive to be worthy of this.
Fantastic. So, it sounds like you accept.
Yes.
Are there any questions you have about the position?
What are the typical duties of the Inquisitor?
Well, the Inquisitor is is charged with resolving any matters or disputes dictated by our laws. We have a judicial system, but there are times and circumstances that would require an Inquisitor to step in and seek justice for the orc people. When Clear's law, our primary god, when his law and wisdom are not clear, we turn to Worm's wisdom as another of the more intellectual gods.
Sort of an arbiter of justice, then?
When necessary, yes. We may also have very important missions to send you on if there is knowledge and information that is of the highest priority for the orc people to obtain. During the Alder Wars, the Inquisitor of Worm would act as a spy to some extent, but these are not times of war, so you have no need to worry about such things.
I'm sure that won't come up.
Certainly.
You said
We wouldn't want to trust a cook in a kitchen with our most valuable secrets and missions.
You'd be surprised what I hear in the kitchen.
Classist.
What I have written down for this person's character description is fascist, so close enough.
Okay.
All those ists, you know.
Mm-hmm. Wonderful.
I'm
And then
going to take several contempt on this person, by the way.
Right.
So much.
Yes.
Really?
Yes. So he has a document he needs you to sign, just stating that you accept the position of Inquisitor of Worm.
Don't you sign that?
Gonna say, can we discern realities of the magic attached to this contract?
Yeah, no kidding.
I think we're all just at another table watching this
Yeah.
happen. This guy sounds like he's just gonna be here for hours to explain so much legalese.
I don't
By
know.
the way, after every uncouth thing that he had, Chives has like slammed the roof upstairs in protest for like each thing. So there's plaster bits sitting on the table at this point from what he's knocked loose from the ceiling out of protest.
Yeah.
On the one hand, Cacophony is deeply intrigued at his access to the records and all of the riches that come with that building. But on the other hand, she's like, what are you doing? This is a trap.
Can you imagine if just some stranger rolled into town and we made him the sheriff? Like, that's basically what this guy's...
So he will be.
Pretty much.
He is clear
You're the
that
boss now.
you are. If you remember from like Halo 2, the Arbiter, the elite character that you play as, he basically only has power when his leaders tell him this is your mission. Otherwise, he just fucks right off. I know that he doesn't during Halo 2, but that is basically your role. Is you will act only when called upon to do so. But
Is there a paycheck that comes with that title?
Yeah.
One thing at a time, friends.
yes, there is a there are no wages, but there is I suppose a third item. It is so small that it isn't even worth considering a line item in the estate. But there is a very small inheritance that was set aside. And he also needs to take you to Gorthank's place to. He explains he first wanted to validate you were who you said you were at the gate. He wanted to meet you in person and just validate that. But he will later, after you're done with the meal, lead you to Gorthank's home, which is in not in disrepair, but is just covered in dust because it hasn't been inhabited for many years.
Our new home.
Sure, it's a 1-bedroom apartment, basically.
Hell yeah.
It's a tiny little thing, but it has books. It has living supply. Like, you could live here if you wanted to. But it is not yours, unfortunately. Now, when the will is resolved, it will be returned to the orc people. But there has been the matter of resolving this estate first. I'm honestly super glad to be doing this because it means I will be able to finish out my role as executor of the estate. Anyway, here is a matter of the small inheritance, and he walks over and finds like a little bag full of 50 coin.
Jeez.
Nice.
And then he hands you, he walks over to a bookshelf, and there the books are just covered in dust. You can't even see what any of them, with like any titles, except one book, which does not have any dust on it. It appears to be in immaculate condition. And he goes and grabs it off the shelf and hands it to you.
Don't take it.
What does the title say?
There is no title. It is just a very ornately bound leather book. I actually have a journal I want to grab and show you.
Open it.
It's suspicious.
I'll open it.
Don't do
Yeah,
it.
don't take the sketchy book.
Oh, come on now. Of course I'm taking the sketchy book.
Okay.
And opening the
Aurora
sketchy
and
book.
Nova
I
are
am
coming into the
reading the
room to
sketchy
tell
book.
you not to open the sketchy book.
So it is a journal that looks a lot like this, like really nice leather bound, one piece except for the straps, and then the pages appear to have gold foil, exactly like this book. But it's a nice, like,
Be charmed.
yeah, really nice, heavy leather book.
I will
The
hold up
scam.
the book, examine the outside of it, and then say, "May I ask what this is?"
I honestly couldn't tell you. It just says that it's just listed here as his journal.
Well, thank you.
Look,
I will-
you've seen inheritance scams before where they're like, we found a relative with millions of dollars who left it. You're the last person in line. Pay this money to release it. This is a scam.
Man,
I assure you, it's no
Hazel.
scam.
I hear this sound in the back of my head, over by my ear, saying it's a scam, but it's a pretty book.
Gorthank wished
talk
for
to
you
it.
to have these things.
I will.
Did you peek inside?
I will thank Starlight, and no, I'm not going to peek inside while I'm by this guy. Hell no.
No, I meant did Starlight peek inside?
No, he did not.
Mm-hmm.
And he will escort you out of Gorthank's home, lock the door, and say it was a pleasure to meet you, Inquisitor Merrick.
I have one more question before you go.
Yes.
When the orc people have need of the Inquisitor, how will you contact?
We have many ways of getting in touch with Inquisitors.
Oh no.
We could send someone to find you, or if you would prefer, and he holds out a little rock and says, I could give you this that would expedite the process.
What is it?
I will call it a Rocky Talkie.
I'm out.
I will
We're
accept
gonna
the
throw
rock.
that in the
How
river.
dare you? How dare you?
Turn it on. Let him hear the ocean.
They're simple enough to make. I believe you've met Embers. He possesses the knowledge to create them.
Fantastic. Well, again, I thank you for getting a hold of me and for passing this along. Maybe share fond memories of Gorthank.
Yes, indeed. It's an absolute pleasure to meet someone else who knew him, especially in his work, which he was very good at. I'm sure you will be too. and he
you.
walks away.
Wonderful. I'll go back to the inn and immediately open the book.
You hear or you feel a rattling in your pocket where you put the rock.
Mm.
This is how it works.
Oh,
Yes,
very interesting. Can you hear me as well?
I can.
At the end of every message, you get that Motorola beep beep that like you do with walkie-talkies.
Let's just say there's like a sigil. Oh my goodness, can you hear my dogs?
With
Oh.
a
No.
sigil of
No.
a letter M.
There's a sigil, and it is lit up when he is talking. And for yours to light up, you have to press your finger on the rune
Oh my god.
to speak through. Okay, walkie-talkie mechanics. Got it figured out. He can't
face
always
hurts
hear
from
what's coming through
smiling.
the rock. Anyway, okay. So my puppies are fussing up a storm. I don't know if you can hear them, but you might be able to see Aurora in the bottom corner of your screen there.
Yeah.
Barely.
She's like,
Hi,
how dare
Aurora.
you? Pay attention to me.
Yeah, so I think now might be a good time to take our break. When we come
Oh.
back, we will do anything else you all want to do in Galler Hall,
Steal some stuff.
and then I will tell you where you need to be going to find the Raven Sisters. So
Cool.
we will be right back.
You're a monkey.
We just opened with
Awesome.
You're a Monkey. Hello and welcome back to Fable Table. So you all have completed your first day in Galler Hall. I believe you needed a second to deal with debilities.
Yeah.
So there's another
We need.
day of downtime. Let me inform you of where you're going so you have some more information of how to prepare.
Okay.
Okay, so this would have all happened during that first conversation with Embers. He would have given you all this information. So, once again, he reiterates that, like, telling you all that they support and have hosted the Raven Sisters here is really dangerous for them, because if any of you were spies for the Rust Brothers, that would be very dangerous for he and his people. But he is willing to trust you all given who you are. And the fact that, he trusts that a Selkie isn't going to sell out Raven Sisters. At least most Selkie wouldn't.
I might be evil, but like,
Yeah.
There's
I'm
a
no
first
traitor.
for everything, Mr. Embers. Now,
Right.
as you were saying.
So he explains that the Raven Sisters were here not long ago. And in fact, it was probably about a week ago. Probably right about the time that you all set out. Because it took...
Our
Well,
6th day.
yeah. So about a week ago, roughly. And
7th?
they caught wind that there were several Rust Brother patrols and even a platoon of Iron Guard that were coming from basically most directions, patrolling towards this direction. So the Raven Sisters had to go, especially since the Rust Brothers have a way of detecting Raven Sisters in close proximity. So them hiding in the city would not have worked. Their only choice was to flee, which they did. The only direction that they could, quote-unquote, safely flee to was to a forest to the south called the Shroud. The Shroud is a forest that he explains is a the forest was a former site of one of the most deadliest battles of the Alder Wars, and is now a forest full of dangerous beasts and monsters. Many of the dangerous beasts and monsters of the Ravenlands were drawn to just how much blood there was. And it being a forest, there was a lot of, other game to sustain these dangerous monsters. So, given being stuck between a rock and a hard place, both being the Church of Rust, they fled in their only other direction into a forest full of dangerous beasts, hoping that they could survive. And Embers suggests that they are either held up there or traveled through the forest and came out the other side. Your best bet would be to go to the forest and look for signs of them.
All right.
but be warned, you should go prepared to defend yourself.
Okay.
Okay.
We buy more weapons here, or
Is he gonna give us provisions?
Yes,
Just
yes.
the food stuff?
He suggests, or he offers that you all can take a bunch of provisions. So,
Oh wow.
Carnal is not coming with you.
Yeah, we don't want him.
We agree.
And then provisions are 1 each per day, assuming that you roll well. And the forest is only like a day away. But given how big the forest is, you might be in there a while. He recommends that you each take like a week's worth of rations, which he offers to you all. So you all can add...
That's 7 pounds of weight, or 7 units of weight?
No. Let me find dungeon rations.
Like 1
So
weight or 5?
yes, so 5 uses is 1 weight. So if you have any on your character sheet, like if you have a partial, just go up to a total of like 10 rations, which are 1 weight for 5, so 2 weight total. If that makes sense.
I just take 2.
So if you do quantity 2 of weight 1, that gives you 10 uses, and it does it on your sheet for you.
That's correct.
Oh, cool. All right, I will take 2 and be fully loaded out, and cannot carry anything else.
That's your full. That's your full weight.
I have a bunch of weapons on me. I have 5 different weapons on me right now.
My god. Yes. So we're looking at John's sheet here. We can see dungeon rations.
Don't
5
need to just give them my shit. What?
5 uses
Oh
each.
man.
1
You're gonna
weight
look at my
each.
club and my 3 throwing daggers and my dagger and my shield.
Wait, are these all equipped, John? Have you clicked equipped on all of these?
Oh no, because when you equip it, it does your damage dice.
Oh, I see. Okay, then let me unequip
Yeah.
a healing potion. You don't want to attack with that. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. But it is counting the weight regardless of if it's equipped or not.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow, you're at
Well,
max weight.
what about?
Yep.
Can't
I'm
we
a
give
weak
it to
guy.
Andy with the bag of holding?
I do not have a bag of holding.
Oh, I thought you had a bag of holding.
Don't
Okay.
you have a bag of holding? What's the magical item you got, huh? Let's
Ooh.
resolve that real quick.
Oh, yeah, I forgot to
Right.
figure that out.
That's
Trust me,
a
we
great
didn't.
question.
Andy, is there anything you need to do in town this last day?
Yeah.
Right. I feel like
I could. I don't know if I could get my missing arrow recovered from the stock of the town's weapons, but I had talked about getting out into the wilderness with Carnal, but it sounds like our storyline with him is not continuing, so we can forget that plan.
Yeah, he's gone.
Can I give you a feather to make an arrow out of?
Ooh, a cacophonous arrow.
Are you wanting him to come back for more later?
I feel a kinship with Chives. I really like Chives. Chives is like a homie at this point. Like sometimes whenever people are doing people-y things, like we'll look at each other like fucking people. You know what I mean? Like I like Chives a lot, and as a favor to Chives, I'm happy to loan an arrow. Like a feather for an arrow or whatever. So
Chives,
if you need it.
nods and shakes his horns, and the skull that's stuck on his horns rattles. That's his appreciation gesture.
I love Chives.
Yes, he's great. I think with a full day, with access to feathers, you said you've been able to go out into the wilderness. You can definitely gather sticks, and you've mentioned being able to do this before. I think filling up your current bundle I'm fine with that. I think making a whole bundle will require a roll. Just in the future.
Okay, I mean, I can do that now if you want. I could, I don't know if you'd want to call that a. What move would that be?
I think it would be
hunt and track.
Hunt and track to make arrows.
I don't know. I don't really have or you just have me roll a status.
roll a 2d6, and if you get a success, to Nick's degree, then get it.
Yeah, well, I think it's crafting, and especially because to me, it's about doing it well and not making shitty arrows. So I'd say it's like dexterity.
Okay.
Or, alternatively, go to Merrick, who can buy you 50 quivers of arrows.
I can totally buy you a bundle of arrows for 1 coin. Not a problem.
Is it like a point of pride for Basil to
That's the
make his
route.
own
Let's find
stuff?
I trust Merrick. I think he's kind of sketchy with his religious bullshit because I don't trust religion, but
Sure.
I trust Merrick. So if Merrick is willing to spend gold to get me ammoed up with the good stuff, I'm not gonna say no. I can spend my time in the wilderness elsewhere.
Sounds good. Go ahead and add another whole bundle of arrows to your sheet,
Woo!
and I'll mark off the coin.
Aw,
You get a
dang.
bundle of 3.
Thank you.
It's only 1 coin. It's
You're
not
going
very
up
expensive.
to 3 quantity bundle of arrows.
Yes, and then the current bundle is up to 3 out of 3 again.
Okay, cool. Wow, and you still have room for 2 more load. See, I do like this about Dungeon World, the load limit being really restrictive in terms of like you can't carry one of everything, and you don't have to have a laundry list of items.
Yeah.
Are they giving us adventuring gear or just the rations?
They are giving you just the rations.
That's fine. Okay.
I have some adventuring gear.
Oh.
4 uses left if we need it.
I have
Okay,
5
club.
uses. I can also help.
Oh, perfect. We should be fine.
And I still have my my make camp. Oh, in a dungeon or a city, I don't need to consume a ration. So if we end up in a dungeon, I can give a ration to somebody else.
Nick, I have a question for you. Gorthank's diary. Does it have weight to it?
It does not have weight to it. I'm sorry. Yes, it is 1 weight.
Got it.
Apologies.
You haven't opened it yet, right? This cursed book.
No, I was
It is
waiting
cursed.
on. I was waiting on more lore stuff until Nick gets Shannon's item, and then I was going to buy things with some of my money. And then
Yeah, I'm coming up with a list for y'all to roll on magic
okay.
items. I'm trying to think through the lens of the curators, like what magic items would they have been actually using?
To return to the curators, no less.
Mhm.
Cool. It's got to be something nerdy.
So nerdy.
Is there not just like a market in Galler Hall we can go barter at? We got to do everything through the curators. The society seems a little
Yeah, it's a little
Restricted.
fascist.
fascismo.
Yeah.
A little bit too controlled, you know, like what's really happening at the top of that tower, guys?
It's a little Il Duce.
Yeah.
I'm gonna send you guys some literature. I just read a really interesting piece on that.
I like that. Okay. Shannon,
You like Italian fascism?
roll me 1d6.
Actually, yeah.
1d6.
And if you roll a 2, I might actually have to rethink the item. I just needed a color.
You
Do
got it.
Do it. Do it. Do
Okay, a
do
4.
it.
Yeah. Okay.
Uh-oh.
You grab what looks like a black iron rod.
Cool.
It does not come with a manual, I'll tell you that.
It wouldn't. No. That
Where is this
doesn't.
coming from?
This is what she pilfered from Rose's desk.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
It's like a black iron rod.
Yes.
Like, what are the dimensions here? Is it like a nightstick or is it like a curtain?
It's like an iron for like a railroad track. It's like, foot and a half long.
Oh, like a spike.
Yeah,
You're talking about like a railroad, like a spike.
It is
okay.
a spike.
Okay, so it's like pointed on the end.
Yes.
Black iron rod.
Okay.
Big
Peg.
iron
Like a
murder
tent peg.
Murder stick.
It
I
is-
like it so much.
It is 0 weight.
Oh, okay.
And it is cold
Wait,
to the
iron
touch.
murder stick. Oh boy.
I can't wait to stab somebody with it. I'm just throwing that out there. I'm super pumped to stab someone in the chest with this thing. Ooh.
Oh, you could try it on someone right now.
Arnold!
Yes!
Come here, buddy!
Oh, Carnal.
Bring that big old dope over here. Let's run some.
Oh boy.
Doesn't even like to
Think-
enjoy his alcohol.
Okay.
Big dumb dummy.
All right. Anything anyone else wants to do with our last day at Galler Hall?
Merrick does.
Yes. I go to the market and I purchase 2 packages of bandages,
Hmm.
and then I buy a shield for myself with some of the money that I have.
Nice.
Giving me, I have 24 coins left and enough load to be able to carry more stuff. The shield will give me 2 armor now,
Mm-hmm.
reducing the amount of damage that I take by 2 every
Oh,
time.
very good. Very good.
And bandages, I have 3 uses per each package that I get. So I bought 2 of them. I have 6 uses, and they heal 4 health. They're slow as a feature, which in Dungeon World, I mean, believes that we have to do it out of combat. Unless you tell us otherwise.
Slow. It takes a minute or more to use.
Right.
Yes. Okay. I'm just looking at the gear. Like the stream can see the gear right now. I'm looking at it on the Dungeon World SRD website, which is a great resource. Just to point out, services is my favorite section of any equipment section of any game ever. A week stay at an inn, 14 minus charisma coins. A knight's companionship, 20 minus charisma coins. An assassination, 120 coins. A run-of-the-mill killing, 5 coins.
I love this.
Pretty cheap.
Arnold! Hey!
Yeah.
Arno!
So good. Okay.
I
With
feel
these
like I've
curators
commanded
just
a lot of the
walking
time here.
around.
I feel like I've commanded a lot of the time here, but I would have to say I would open that diary at some point on that second day while we're healing up.
Yeah, you find that this is a diary of Gorthank's. The first, like many pages, like there's dozens of pages of him, basically documenting some of his they are, oh my god, what's the word for it? His pilgrimages. I described that the orc people have this practice of sending people out to other communities to do a cultural exchange called pilgrimages. It's a long tradition that they've had. Traditionally, it's been a lot more involved than it was during the Blood Mist, which was more of like just a materials exchange. But he attempted to do more than that expected, like go and find necessary goods for the orc people to survive. He genuinely, along his travels, was trying to learn more about other people, document the experiences, hardships, and even successes of other communities that he visited. So you actually have anytime you try and spout lore about other communities in the Ravenlands, you get a +1.
Ooh.
So you have access now to a lot of information about how other communities have been faring around the Ravenlands, and can in general ask me questions about that and get +1 to the answers. How far do you flip through so there's only like a couple dozen, like 3 or 4 dozen pages used here. There's quite a bit of room that you notice.
Wonderful.
Yeah, how far do you flip though before you tire of flipping through pages?
I feel like it's silly for me to flip through it all in one go. We'll flip through maybe like 4 or so, and then I'll have to bring it out another day.
Okay, sounds good.
I'm still suspicious of this book.
You should be.
Yep.
Shannon's just laughing to herself.
I am.
Shannon.
Because you're like, you should be. It's so ominous, Nick. I love it. I'm like,
All right.
can't wait to see how that'll screw us. I love it.
Okay. Anything else in town before we head out?
We messing with your magic real quick, Merrick?
I've got as we are sitting there, maybe breakfast on the second day, I will let everybody know that Worm has made contact with me again, and I have access to my magic once more. But it was unsettling. He mentioned that his connection to me had been cut off. To all of his clerics had been cut off for a short time, and then he was able to regain it. I'm
When?
worried it
The
might.
moment we did the thing, we killed the guy.
Well, that's when I lost my connection. I'm not sure if that's the same time that was lost to all the others. I would be hard pressed to think the actions of one cleric on this land here broke the connection to all the clerics of Worm at one time.
What if you're like his favorite one, and he like uses you to like jump to every other one?
I doubt that at this point. But
You shouldn't be so down about yourself. You did good, man.
I'd be interested to know if any other gods lost touch with their respective clerics simultaneously, or if it's just isolated to Worm.
Are there any clerics of Clear in town?
Absolutely.
Well, I mean, while we're still here, maybe it would be worth popping in to be like, "Hey, man, you talking to God?" And if they're like, "Yeah," we'll be like, "Chill," and then we'll just leave, and that'll be it.
Yeah, I elect you to go and do that mission exactly as you have presented
I
it.
was about to say, I want to see how that goes. Please go. Please
Okay.
do it.
Yeah, there is a temple in town that you come upon, and there is a cleric of clear here. They do have symbols of all of the gods here, but clear is which is represented by the eye, which is just represented basically by a statue of this eye. And there are other like banners hanging around the church with that eye, and then there's other symbols kind of in a little tucked in alcove for all of the other gods, so other people can give praise to them.
Praise him.
Yes, and the cleric will share that they too have been experiencing some strange. They experienced like a blip the other day.
Okay.
It is clear to you talking with this person though that their connection with their god is not as strong as yours, just in general.
Got it.
Like they do not experience like person to person conversation. They feel a connection, and they're able to do some small tricks, but they are not a cleric with powers the way you are. They have not been granted that divine authority. As like they're not a capital C cleric the way you are. They are just a lowercase cleric.
Or like lowercase p priest.
Yes, let's go with that.
Got it. Okay.
Okay.
Shall we
All right.
venture forth?
Yes, please.
Okay. You all head out of town.
Wild.
You're able to collect your weapons at the door, and you're
Damn
pointed
right.
in the direction of the Shroud, which is just a day or two away. Now, there's also the matter of needing to search the forest. So this may take longer than a day or two. So we are going to once again undertake a perilous journey. So let me link that special move.
I want to do the searching. I have no business doing it, but I sure will stumble my way into them one way or another.
I was gonna say, Chives is an accomplished scout, so he can probably.
Yeah, you're gonna get us there.
Okay, when you travel through hostile territory, which the forest is, and with Rust Brother patrols around, it's all kind of hostile territory right now. Choose one member of the party to act as trailblazer, one to scout ahead, and one to be quartermaster. The same person cannot have two jobs. Each character rolls plus wisdom on a 10 plus. The quartermaster reduces rations by 1. The trailblazer reduces the amount of time it takes to reach your destination. And the scout will spot any trouble quick enough to let you get the drop on it. 7 to 9 rolls perform as expected, and on a 6 or lower, I get to make a move. Okay, so is Andy, you're the trailblazer?
I was offering to be the scout.
Oh, okay.
Be the scout. I'll do the trailblazing this time.
Cool.
We'll
Would
switch
you like me to look after
responsibility.
provisions once again?
Yeah,
Okay.
Okay.
And that leaves me with
Nothing.
you just
nothing.
chill.
No opportunity for XP, Shannon. Sorry.
Sorry,
That's
I'm
okay.
taking it.
I'm gonna sit here and eat bread and cheese. Y'all do you.
Which is
All
the
right.
passenger.
You can hinder me though if you'd like.
Oh, I will.
You want to,
I think you could
I
aid
will
or
and I
interfere here
shall.
if you wanted, Shannon.
Shannon?
Oh, so excited.
Shannon, help me out.
Shannon, would you like to aid anybody or interfere with anybody?
Yes.
Yeah.
Or do you
Either
want to
or.
help or interfere?
Who are you
I'm bringing
helping?
up my sheet.
Who are you helping
Well-
or interfering with, and how?
My excellent, very good buddy Wick.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
What's your bond with Wick, by the way?
I want to blame
my
all of my
trust.
crimes that I commit on him.
Mm-hmm.
He is like, I feel like he has an affinity for gold, the same as me, which I will exploit. And just generally kind of like, picking on him.
Mm.
Wick's great to pick on, you know.
Because I won't talk back.
It's less fun that way, but still. All right. So we've got
Aid or
aid or
interfere. That is a 4.
No,
Mark
come
XP,
on.
Shannon.
I wanted that
Finally!
roll.
Holy crap!
Does
Oh.
she unironically help me? Because she
I
fails
think I
it.
must have.
What the hell?
I feel like the aim here is to make him do poorly, and she fails at that horrendously.
No, I.
Wait,
She accidentally helped
What
him.
this does is exposes Shannon to the consequences.
I want to find
There you
out
go.
how much money she has if we're doing consequences.
Well, I was gonna say, so like, as the trailblazer, like, what is your how are you trailblazing? And then that will tell me like how spectacularly I've.
I am
boffed this.
walking in a direction and not veering from it at all, no matter what obstacle comes in our way.
They
Okay,
pointed
then
exactly at that peak. If we vary even by half a degree, we could
degree?
land
Yeah.
up in who knows where.
Miss it.
What? Yeah.
So I think what I'll do then, in my attempt to aid Wick, is I'm gonna just pick him up and fly. I'm gonna grab him in my talons and be
I don't
like,
think you can lift me.
"You're
at
a
all.
little guy. You're a little guy. I'm a big
might
gal."
be, but I have 12 weight on me. Can you? I am strapped with a coffin full of material.
Yeah, let's talk about encumbrance. I think this is actually a great opportunity to talk about encumbrance. So,
Okay.
Encumbrance is when you make a move while carrying weight up to or equal to your load, you're fine. When making a move while carrying weight equal to load +1 or load +2, you take -1 ongoing to all rolls. When you make a move while carrying weight greater than load +2, you have a choice. Drop at least one weight and roll at -1, or automatically fail. You cannot act beyond load +2.
Jeez.
So I'm like load plus 13 for you. I don't think that's gonna work.
I don't think you're able to carry another person.
Okay.
Shannon, I'm sorry.
No
I'm
sweat.
just
I'll think
I'm
of
just gonna
something
roll.
else.
I'm just gonna roll.
Go for
Yes!
All
Yes!
right,
We
John,
got it!
Mark XP.
We leveled up, Nick! We're going right back to town. That's what we're doing.
Well, unfortunately for you, John, I get to declare the consequences of your roll before you get to decide to march back to town. So
Oh, Jesus.
you're going to be deep in the forest when you decide it's time to go back, which may be appropriate.
I may have fucked up, boys.
All right.
What are Cacophony's consequences for trying to?
We will get to that. I need to know the result of our scout and quartermaster first.
Uh-oh.
I pass with flying colors.
Wonderful.
Oh my god.
Sorry, it was a wisdom roll.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
Andy.
Oh, nice.
Mark XP. Oh, this is so good. This is so good.
How do I know when I level up, by the way?
We're lost in the woods, and we're about to get fucking ambushed.
You are about
More
to get.
chances for
Y'all are gonna get fucked.
Just
Fine.
real quick, how many
It's a
XP
food.
till you level up? What's that?
8.
It is your current level plus 7 is how much you need to level up.
Gotcha.
Does
Okay.
it reset? I assume it
Sure.
resets.
Yes, you spend the XP when you level
Okay.
up.
Yeah.
Correct.
It'd be a little silly if like
Yeah.
2 actions later you hit level 3.
Right, yeah, that would be very silly, especially since this is only a 10 level system. Okay, so that is our scout and that is our trailblazer.
But man, we got it on point with rations.
I need
Yeah, no
each of
kidding.
you. So you all you all move fine to get to the forest. It's you get over a hill and it's pretty obvious. There's the forest. It's right there. You get to the edge of
We're
the
in it.
forest at the end of the first day. You make camp on the edge of the forest. You hear some spooky sounds in the forest, but it's not that bad. Like, uneventful night. Then you all head into the forest to look for the Raven sisters. And it is a slog. It is a slog, y'all. It is horrible. It is a horrible experience. It probably rains the second night. You all are doing a day of searching. There are 0 clues you're finding. It's pouring. It's miserable. And you just having a really tough time. Especially that first day. They're like hiking along. There's not even trails. So I need everyone to pick a debility, a physical debility, either weak, shaky, or
Ooh.
sick. And tell me, like, during your search, what caused you to, like, experience this? Like, what led to this?
I'm definitely confused because I was like going to that mountain and I knew I was on the right track, but then the mist hit, like an early morning, and I'm like, we're good. I drew a little line in the mud, then it rained. I'm still pretty sure we're on the right track, guys. Just come follow. Then we hit like a swamp or something. Like, all right, well, no good. And we're just all turned around immediately.
Okay. What else?
Chives is walking ahead and gets startled by something, and it was truly nothing to be startled at, but I turned around so quick to find out what was wrong that I cracked my neck, and my neck is killing me, so I'm going to be weak for a while. Having literally on nothing, just turned my neck too quickly.
Oof.
I think Merrick is moving along in the rain, and Chives jumps at something, and he just slips and falls like ass first into a puddle. And
Gosh.
then
Oof.
on my back, and I think my chainmail gets wet,
Ew.
and then I think I start shivering something mad, so I'm gonna get shaky.
Nice. I realize I'm still playing tavern music, so I need to change that. But go ahead, Shannon.
I was going to say, I think that Cacophony finds something to eat that is dead in the woods because she is a bird and they eat dead things. And I think that it was the wrong dead thing to eat. So she is sick. And she's just like, she's like green around her like little feathery cheeks. And she's just like, you know what? I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk to you. I do not feel good. So I think she's sick.
Gross.
Really super gross.
Very, very gross. Okay. All right. We're gonna get Blighted Forest in here. See if this is a good audio track for us here.
Can't wait to see how Nick destroys us all. Very pumped for this exchange to
yeah.
happen.
Okay.
It'll be fine.
As a point of order for everybody, your HP should be full
Yes.
after we recovered.
HP should be full. You should have removed one
Yep.
debility from the previous encounter.
Yep.
Well, previously I was sick and now I'm sick again. She's not having a good time.
Ugh, gross.
Stop eating dead shit.
Well, it's just, it smells so interesting.
Like death.
Yes.
Like death. Okay.
Not as interesting as you think.
So I'm gonna move us to a new map here.
Nice.
Punk.
Uh-oh.
So, despite the just very pretty nature of this map, we're going for the tone that the music is presenting for us here.
What an ominous looking pond.
Yeah. So it takes
So clear and
it
crisp.
takes probably. So you search for a day and there's nothing. You search for a second day in the forest, this being the third day away from Galler Hall. And who was scouting here?
I was.
Basil and Chives. But Wick was the trailblazer. So Wick, along with Cacophony, are trailblazing, and Basil, this forest is just... There's a lot going on. Like, you know that there's a lot of dangerous animals. You've seen evidence, and you're like kind of overloaded with all the signs, and you're trying to be extra careful to lead the party through a path. Staying away from some of the dangerous monsters. Maybe you all have encountered one in the previous day or two and dealt with it no problem. It may be a little bit of a scare, but you're just kind of overloaded, keeping an eye out for dangerous beasts. So you do not notice that there is another threat nearby.
It's the plants.
But Wick and Cacophony do notice that near the edge of this spring that you all come upon, there are some tattered clothes. So they rush to go check that out. And I'm going to go ahead and just move the both of you. Because I get
Not
to...
that I don't like you hijacking my character, but can I be behind Cacophony for whatever is about to happen?
So,
Because
like-
she's gonna loot, and I'm gonna go, like, I'm still in the front and whatnot. I just want to be, like, behind her. Be like, no, you can't desecrate the dead like you always do.
So there is...
They
Here.
don't need it.
You all are both right here.
No.
Your
Oh,
whole
you need it.
family
Come on.
desecrates the dead.
Hang on. I'm trying
No,
to...
we purify. What are you
Boom.
talking about?
Boom.
So there are some tattered clothes right here at the edge of the spring, and you all move up to check it out. Basil, you're in the back, like keeping an ear out, looking for beasts. Merrick, are you like coming in close to look at the clue, or are you hanging back with Basil and Chives? You are the one person I'll allow to set your position before I finish revealing what the consequence of the failed rolls are.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna come and check it out.
Okay.
I think I would, as a character, I would be interested in what's going on.
Okay. It's as feel free to move yourself. But for Wick and Cacophony, you two, unfortunately, are completely distracted, as is Basil and Chives, and you do not notice that the vines have begun to move, and it is too late
no.
by the moment that they lash out.
Ah.
And I'm going to go ahead and wrap up Wick here as we begin a battle encounter as the vines begin to attack you. So we open up with this, I will call Strangling Vine, is just going to reach out and attack the both of you. So I need Shannon take 1 damage minus armor.
Okay.
I
have 1 armor, so...
Oh, so you take no damage. Wick, take... Oop, that's a cock die. Oh my god. It was a 6, and then it rolled off my sticky note to a 2 minus armor. But the two of you are being completely grappled. You are what is called stunned in Dungeon World, which means you cannot act until the threat is dealt with.
No.
Okay. And there is more vine growing out towards you, Merrick, from over here. It is kind of circling around and moving towards you. And now
we have a goat.
Yes. Yep. But Cacophony and Wick, it is just like completely caught you by surprise. There's just this excessive surge of vine, and it just wraps itself around you and has you completely like grabbed. You cannot act and do anything.
Crap. Okay.
Along the vines are tons and tons of thorns that it looks like the vine is trying. It is like moving around, both restraining but also like like feeling around, like looking for an opening in their armor.
I'm never gonna find it.
Right.
Merrick and Basil, what do you do?
Well, I think my first move is to yell out, "Hurry, Basil! Chives! Eat it!" And then I will go run over towards Cacophony, and I'm going to look around the base of the vine. Because I have a bludgeoning weapon. I'm not so sure it's going to be good against a vine on top of Cacophony, but I'm looking for wherever it's coming from. I want to try to smash it and hope that the rest of it just goes limp and drops her.
Yeah, so it looks...
Can I... Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. No, yeah, you can help, certainly. But it looks like the vine is either planted in the ground, but more likely, and in the direction it surged from, is like around the rocks.
Oh, that's perfect. Because vine on top of rock means I can smash the vine into the rock.
Mm.
And I would like to go take my hammer and just smash down upon it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me check my notes for the strangling vine.
Sure.
It's a vine. You don't even need to hack and slash. You just hit it, right, Nick?
No, you most certainly need to hack and slash because it is moving. It's also like, yes, you need to hack and slash.
Okay.
Fine.
Okay, that's a miss. Go ahead and mark XP. As another bit of vine stretches out from over here in response to it being smacked at. It feels the rocks getting smashed and your steps, and it is moving out. You are about to be grabbed on your next turn. Basil and Chives, what about you?
So first of all, I would, set Chives to the task of starting to just chomp away at what has started grappling. Sorry, I don't have the labels on my thing. Who is right in front of me being grappled right now?
Oh, I'm sorry. I think I can enable those.
This is Wick Moss here.
Yeah. I would send Chives that way to start chewing on the vines and eat the vines and start freeing Wick. And I believe Basil might also spout some lore about plant behavior like this and maybe provide some insight that could be useful.
Yeah.
While we're in this fight.
Yes. So spout lore would be consulting your accumulated knowledge, like just what you know from experience and reading and things like that. And then discern realities would be like taking in the current situation and gathering it based on what is happening. Either one is perfectly fine.
I'm saying, I think with his time in the wilderness, he has spent a lot of time with plants that act on their own volition, and he's probably got some good ideas about what this plant's agenda is and how it works. So
give me a quick spout lore. It does not take time to spout lore because unless you are like using like the journal, for example, to spout lore. But if you're just trying to recall,
no, he's just got his own info. He's been around plants a very long time. So
okay.
Do you need me to roll for Chives to chew on vine as well, or?
That will be a hack and slash, but I want to resolve your spout lore first.
Okay.
Okay. Mark XP. The GM might ask you, there's no language for a 6. Hang on, let me look at the rule book to see.
I think it's just... Oh, I don't actually remember.
Page 64.
Everyone quickly spout lore. It takes no time.
It's free.
Oh, yeah, it's just the GM makes a move. You don't get any information. So here is what I'll give you. This looks like a variant of what you've experienced in the past. It has some red streaks to it on the tips of the thorns. It looks more dangerous than what you've experienced from strangling vine, and it may behave differently. You're used to it. It's already behaving more differently than what you expected. It is really aggressive and really fast. You're used to it like moving very slowly and not being able to just surge. the way it has. So this is a plant similar to what you've experienced, but not quite the same.
Gotcha. And then you said Chives' move would be a hack and slash.
Yes.
He does have a guard and quick reflexes bonus or whatever.
He has the strength of quick reflexes, and he can guard. That's an additional training. He is trained to fight humanoids, however. But I'll allow it, I think, in this situation. So you can certainly.
His direction is to guard Wick from the vines. So
right. Right.
Can you imagine being a herbivore and not knowing how to fight plants, though?
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Fair. But what I will say is you have no idea what the effect of eating this plant is going to be. And you've noted that the thorns are red, which is probably an indicator of some sort of venom. Or, wait, what's the difference between venom and poison? I think it's...
You eat it, it is poison.
I think it's venom, then.
If it eats you, it is venom.
Okay. Sorry, I was just checking command to make sure...
You're fine.
Yeah.
What that means is what that means is that eating venom cannot poison you.
True.
Okay, well then it may be poisonous.
Well,
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow. Are you sure
Changing
about
his rules around.
switching it up.
Can you bite
does
this root in half, please?
All right,
So
so
what that means is also that in the people this plant is attacking, they are not being poisoned because there's no venom to inject into them.
Sure.
yes, so far their armor has protected them.
Okay, got it.
So
All right. So how am I rolling on Chives' activity?
I believe you're rolling hack and slash. Or wait,
Okay.
hang on. Because you yourself are not attacking, right?
Chives is, and he's got +1s for ferocity.
Right, but that is for when he assists you attacking. So what I think the effect is of Chives eating the vine is Chives eats the vine. That is narratively what you've established, and it happens.
Gotcha. Got it.
So
Chives chomps down on the vine.
he breaks off the piece, between the growth and the bit that is gripping and strangling Wick, and it just immediately falls limp. Is Chives eating it, or is he just biting it?
He's biting it.
Okay.
Well, I guess he is a goat. Maybe his instincts are hard to fight. Maybe he doesn't spit it all out. He still munches on some as he's finishing up.
Either way, the thorns are going to prick the inside of his mouth, and he is going to let out some dishappy bleats.
Don't worry, Chives. I'll save you.
You can't even save yourself, Wick.
I'm free now.
Can
right?
now.
Yeah. So yeah, Wick, you are let free by Chives, who appears to be bleeding from the mouth.
Well, I would have pulled a dagger or a club before just relying on good old contempt here, but I think I need a hacking and slashing weapon, such as a giant sword. So seeing that Cacophony is about to die, there is clear hesitation with Wick as he decides to do the right thing, because he is a good person. And I'm really hoping that I don't roll badly for once. All right.
There you go.
All right. I am going to attack or do damage for 11 damage, Nick.
Wow.
Do I kill the root
What?
binding Cacophony?
Damn.
Holy shit.
That's a 9
9
on a D10.
Wow.
That is a mighty
That's
roll
great.
there.
Thank you.
Yeah, you definitely hack off the bit that was strangling Cacophony.
Are we retreating now?
Good question. So you've stepped over here and cut this. This vine over here is reaching towards Chives, but Merrick is about to be grabbed. Merrick, what do you do?
This vine is reaching up to grab me.
Yes.
I don't have to cut it or slash it apart, so I think I will literally pick up my shield and just try to literally smash it into the ground. Like I'll duck low as it tries to go for me, and I'll just try to like intercept it. Just try to smash it into the ground to stop it from grabbing on me.
Okay.
Eric,
Nice.
back up!
Give me a hack and slash.
Okay.
Wow, look at all of these
Damn!
successes. Nice.
We're
Go
doing
ahead
really
and
good
deal
now.
damage.
1.
Yeah, you managed to cut a little bit of it and get it to back off. It does not grab you. But it is still persisting, as is the rest of this. Like, the rest of the vine is still surging. Wick and Cacophony, the part that was just cut, the part that was holding Cacophony fell, but that branch is still, like, growing rapidly. It is still coming for you all.
Can I use the acid from the venom from the bug's head?
Ooh, yes, you absolutely can. I believe you're only gonna have like, how many uses did we say you had? Did we establish that?
We determined that. I don't think we determined how many uses.
You could use
Oops,
it
sorry.
all now, right?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I just opened it.
I think that I'm gonna give you 3 uses,
Okay.
and testing doesn't really use any of it.
Okay.
Okay, there you go. I've added 3 out of 3 to your details. So yeah, feel free to like take some out and toss it on there if you like.
So I'll just click this.
Yep. Okay.
But it.
Reduce uses by 1. And this entire vine section right here is just going to burn away.
Nice.
Nice.
Time to go.
Can I get up with a volley to protect Chives from the vines that are coming for him right now?
Yes, you are going to have a -1 because shooting vines with an arrow is extremely difficult.
Oh wait, no. Can I hack and slash? I got my spear. Or am I too far away?
Oh yeah. You can run up and use your spear. That's totally fine.
All right, let's. Hazel runs up with his spear. Oh god, my strength is -1. Hey.
That is an 8. Okay,
right.
so you're gonna manage to cut this set here. I'm gonna move you up. Feel free to move your characters as you're acting, by the way. So you run up here and cut this vine. Chives is attempting to bite at this vine section right here, which is continuing to grow towards him. He is acting slowly all of a sudden, and behaving a little strangely. He tries to nip at this section, and he does get a bite in, but its growth is too fast for him to handle, and he is now being strangled by the vine. Its thorns piercing through his fur, cutting him and piercing him. He lets out a shrill bleat that is hard for everyone to hear because it's an animal. Okay.
Damn, bro.
I believe it is.
Animals are hard to hear.
We can cut over to Wicker Merrick next.
I want to save Merrick. I want to cut away the bush and then drag him away.
Hack and slash.
Wick! No! Don't do it, Wick!
You cut it.
Ooh.
Oh, shit! Oh, my God!
Nice.
All right, we run! Merrick, to me! We dash away!
But
And
Chives!
Chives needs help. We'll save him
Chives.
later. He's
Merrick,
fine. Just
what do you do?
grab him.
I want to try to... Trying to think of what I have. Ooh, what about if I use some adventuring gear? What can I think of here?
A rope, like a lasso.
Ooh, what about do I have a torch? Maybe an adventuring gear?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yes.
Could I light
Absolutely.
up a torch and try to burn this vine away from burn the vine lower to the base, not on Chives, but to get it off Chives and then try to grab him and get him out of here.
Yeah. Yes. Give me a dexterity check.
That's good.
Give me defy danger dex.
Oh, great! I'm shaky. By danger dex, this can only go.
This would be
well.
to like grab it quickly and hit and like get it in there and get the fire going quickly. So mark XP. and I think that Chives is now being restrained and cannot assist Basil. Meanwhile, there are more vines growing. This one towards Basil, and then there's another one up here by Cacophony. And then
Save Chives.
maybe this one near Basil as well. Basil, this one is about to grab you, and Chives is being like super restrained. What do you do? And Cacophony, how are you what are you doing as well?
I'm going for Chives because that's my homeboy, and I'm gonna hack and slash, with my talons, my daggers, whatever.
Yeah, that sulky transformation just coming down. Nice. Give me that hack and slash, please.
Oh God, I hope this doesn't suck.
Nice. All right. You get up here, you cut into it, you manage to cut back most of it, but some of it kind of like as you cut the part that's grabbing Chives, there's just a sudden burst of another like vine whip, and it comes and cuts you for 5 damage minus armor.
Damn. All right.
Rude fucking thorns.
Right? This fucking guy.
Are these Pacific Northwest invasive blackberries, Nick?
They are.
They absolutely
That's the-
are. Blackberries
that's the only
are
thing
the
it could
bane
be.
of my fucking existence. Okay,
And
Shannon,
words
go
and
ahead and
words.
mark -1 ongoing at the top of your sheet
Damn.
for the
All
rest of this encounter.
Okay.
I think Basil's going to defy danger. He's got vines coming on 2 sides. He's not gonna be able to hack and slash perfectly right now.
Mm-hmm.
So he's gonna just try and jump out of the way. So
Yeah. Defy danger
Right.
dex.
Me, my allies.
defy danger dexterity. Let's do it.
Oh, that's a 6.
Damn it.
What is happening?
The vines are too
Trying to
quick.
save people.
Mark
We
XP.
keep going.
Marked
Um,
XP.
Ah.
Nice
as
knowing y'all.
now, what I will say is Chives is very like shaken. Like he has both been affected by the poison/venom, whichever is correct. He runs to.
Well, which one is it? Well, which one is it, sir?
I don't know. It's one of them. He manages to back up. I will give you that.
Cool.
But
I'll
you
save you.
are going to be grappled by a couple of these vines. Both vines grab you here. Womp. And you are going to suffer. Oh my god. Nice. Take 9 damage minus armor.
Jesus.
Jeez.
So that's 8 damage.
Let me look at your gear.
8?
Yeah, let me just look at your gear here real quick.
Not
the
only will
vines?
he do damage to you, but he will also steal your items.
Yeah.
So that's the beauty of the messy tag, is I can destroy stuff. Or
the-
be super gross about how I wound you.
Are the vines coming up out of the water?
Some of them, yes, but a lot of them
That's
in the
their-
rocks.
Origin? Like that's like where they grow from, or
Poison the water.
Well, like some of them, like up here in the north, like there's some that aren't even moving at all. They appear either to be growing from the rocks or out of the water, but these appear to be like at least in the rocks.
Did I completely eliminate this one?
The poison completely eliminated this one.
Oh, I thought it was
You've chopped this one twice, and it does not appear to be growing anymore.
Okay.
The
Well,
one
I know
one
what
by
I'm doing.
the one by Cacophony is growing a little bit. It has attacked Cacophony.
Okay. Well, while you decide what stuff
Um,
of his you want to break.
Yeah. Destroy one of your bundles of arrows, please.
Ah.
What's gonna come here and do it again?
All right.
So what? Just eliminate one whole bundle. Reduce
Yeah,
the
just
quantity by
reduce your
one?
number of bundles by 1.
Oh my god.
Oh shit! That's two
I'm a
sixes right
monster,
there.
Nick.
Have it a 6. Holy hell!
Whoa, 13. Okay. So you managed to break one of these off of Basil.
Can I grab him and throw him to the side?
He's being grabbed by the other one. It's gonna cause damage to do that, but I suppose you can. Actually, it'll take a strength check.
Oh. Wow. I don't have strength, right?
Or give me Defy Danger Strength. The danger being damage to Basil.
Alright.
That is a
Nope.
7. You stumble, hesitate, or
That's,
flinch. The GM will offer you a worse outcome, hard bargain, or ugly choice.
Wait, is that a failure or a...
It is.
Partial.
You do
Okay.
it, but it's not completely successful.
Can I negotiate that you get rid of his other bundle of arrows too?
No, I think I'm just gonna inflict more damage on him.
My
Oh
God.
no.
But you do it.
I save him. We run.
Okay. Oh my God. Basil, take 9 more damage minus armor.
Jesus.
How is your health doing?
I am at 4 HP right now.
Oh.
I throw him behind me. Tell him to run.
Yeah. Merrick will come over.
Oh wait, sorry. It should be 9 minus 1, right? So I'm at 5.
Okay. Wonderful.
Can Cacophony get out of there? Can we run? Because if we do, I want to
don't
heal.
think she's
Am I
restrained yet.
bound or are my arms free?
I specifically said that it vine whipped you. It did not grab you.
Yeah, you can
Okay.
just
Can I take my other 2 uses of the acid venom stuff and chuck it into the water
Ooh.
to poison to I don't know.
Yeah.
well.
Yeah. You chuck your venom in there. It's not gonna act immediately though. So give me a Defy Danger Dex to toss it and not get hit or grabbed by this vine right here.
You want to pass this roll?
Oh
Not
God,
doing
I
great.
really
We're
Is
getting-
anyone
not doing
is
great on
anyone
rolls.
aiding in any way?
Can I throw a knife to give her an opening? We're all far away.
Yeah, you can throw a knife.
All right, I'm gonna try to help her out and give her a not vined of a face.
The knife is gonna
Nice.
strike me right in the
Yeah.
eye.
Oh,
What is happening?
you should roll 8 or interfere, but I'll take the
Oh.
11. You
Okay,
roll. I'll
well,
just
thank
take. I'll take the 4 and the 5, which is a 9. Plus 1 bond is 10. Okay, so yes, that's a +1 to your roll, Cacophony.
Okay.
But you have -1 ongoing, so it nets out.
It's just a normal.
Yeah.
So defy danger, you said.
Yes, Defy Danger Dex.
Lisa's Dex.
But that should also be +1, so an 8. Which I
Okay.
guess doesn't make any
Hey.
difference. You manage to toss the jar in and pull back, but not before it gets another swipe in at you. It does not get to grab you, though. So go ahead. I keep grabbing the vine instead of you. Can you back yourself up?
Yes, I can.
And take 4 damage minus armor.
Okay, so it's 3.
Basil, you've taken damage?
Yeah,
Like
I'm at 5.
so much.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, okay.
I'm gonna try to heal him as soon as we get away from the.
Yeah, I should have had you mark -1 ongoing as well because of the paralytic
Oh.
poison/venom. You all manage.
Where do I mark that?
It doesn't matter because the encounter's over and it wears off pretty quickly.
Oh.
But that is the danger of this stuff is if it spikes you, it'll slow you down enough for it to really get a hold of you. Usually, not this time though, because the poison, the venom, whatever it was that you tossed in the water, eventually acts and pretty quickly. It certainly helped that you all got some distance and were able to back up, but eventually, after a couple minutes, all of the vine dies and
Nice.
wilts very quickly. There is almost like a screech sound as it begins to writhe. And it begins to grow even more rapidly than you saw it during the encounter. But it in a fit of trying to survive death, it just gets this burst of growth trying to escape, but it doesn't matter. It all dies, and eventually it all is just like a husk of itself. And you are able to approach the spring and examine the clue.
Oh man.
You all find... Oh, go ahead.
As we're doing this, I need to heal Basil.
Yeah.
I will attempt to cast a spell. I would like to cast Cure Light Wounds.
Excellent.
Do it.
Please and thank you.
11.
Well done. Go ahead and click the spell.
Yes. As Merrick walks over, you'll see him like put his hand on the spot where you've been slashed by this thing, and a thin blue layer of like scaly skin like works over the wounds and kind of binds it in together, and then it quickly like bolts and just melts away, and your skin is replenished for D8 of healing for 5 points of healing.
Nice.
Nice.
Very good.
Take a little of the sting off the 18 you suffered.
Nick, do you think, since this was a spell, that this would have any impact on my bond with Merrick, in which I don't trust his religious connections?
I can't tell you that. You are the author of your character. You tell me.
Well, what's the mechanic of the bonds as they fit into the story, and how do they actually impact what's happening besides the narrative, or is that just it?
So let's take a look at bonds, because I think this is really important, and resolving bonds is what allows you to get XP and move forward. So at the end of a arc, you may resolve one bond. Resolution of a bond deepens on both you and the player of the character you shared the bond with. You suggest that the bond has been resolved, and if they agree, it is. When you resolve a bond, you mark XP. The bond is resolved when it no longer describes how you relate to that person. That may be because circumstances have changed. Thelian used to have your back, but after he abandoned you to the goblins, you're not so sure. Or it could be because that's no longer a question. You guided Wesley before, and he owed you, but he paid that debt when he saved your life with a well-timed spell. Anytime you look at a bond and think, that's not a big factor in how we relate anymore, the bond is at a good place to resolve. So, remind me what your bond is with Merrick?
We have a respectful understanding because I've dealt with him in the Hollows before, but I'm suspicious of like outwardly religious people and how their aims can injure others. So actually, I think that might still exist. Like this is the goodness of religion, of his religion helping me, but also has not quelled my fears of how religion can be used to hurt communities. So.
Yes, and that's perfect. I think that can still be, that part that is still there can still help define that relationship and that bond. But if you want to move towards a more trusting place of Merrick, that's totally fine. That makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
Thank you, Merrick, for your help.
Yeah. Any other like spells or spell resolution that you need to do?
I mean, if we're taking a moment to rest, I would ask Cacophony if she is also in pain. I saw you did take a few blows there.
I'm a little damaged, but I would say I'm at 2/3. So I'm more than well enough. So if anybody else needs the healing more than me, they can have at it. I'm good, but thank you.
What's this clue?
I'm not gonna get greedy with your spell casting, but I'm still at less than half health.
All right, let's resolve
what?
the clue.
Yes.
I'll resolve some more healing.
Yeah.
Give him the healing you were going to give to me.
That's fine. So you come upon some tattered clothes, and you find that there is also dried blood here as well. They look like the clothes of the Raven sisters. They're black cloaks. You find the blood amid your own blood in a path going this way, and you now have a clue that you are able to follow. It leads you to the base of a mountain that you could see in the distance as you approached the Shroud, the forest. And as you draw closer to the hill, through the trees, you can see that there's a strange, like bluish, like a deep, dark blue hue to the mountain, to the hill rather. And it's very strange. You thought, from far away, you thought, oh, that's just the blue sky behind it. There's some fog, whatever. But as you get this close, you're finding that the hill has a very strange blue haze to it. As you arrive at the base of the hill, and mind you, in this map, there is no road. This is a just very dense forest. So my art asset here has unfortunately got a road on it. But you come to the base of the hill, and the trail of blood leads you here to a strange set of double stone doors. There is engraving on the doors that would lead you to believe that this is a mausoleum of the Alder Wars. Warriors who fought in that battle hundreds of years ago are interned and buried here. And the blood leads inside the door. And in fact, you can see a dried stain of a hand mark on one of the door handles. So you have some options. There's the doors here in front of you, and there is the hill, the hazy blue hill up above. And as you draw this close, it is becoming even more dense. Your vision up the hill being completely obscured.
So you're saying we're in a place of safety and rest, right?
Yes, I think it's probably been a nice long day of traveling. So if you wanted to make camp outside here, you could. If you wanted to go inside, it may not be safe inside.
I think we're gonna stay outside, Nick. Do you know why?
Yeah?
I'd like to do my little level up now, if you don't mind.
Okay. I think because
We
this has
leveled up at the end of
been...
the arc.
What's that?
We leveled at the end of the arc.
Well,
No,
I
it's
was
not what it
just
says.
I was just reviewing the move, level up, and what it says here is when you have downtime, hours or days, and XP equal to or greater than your current level plus 7, subtract your current level plus 7 from your XP, increase your level by 1, and choose a new advanced move from your class. If you're a wizard or cleric, you get new spells, blah blah blah. Choose one of your stats and increase it by 1. This may change your modifier. Note that increasing your constitution also increases your HP. So,
You know,
if y'all would like to just rest for a couple hours before going in today, or even, make camp and go in tomorrow, that's fine with me. I think at this point, everyone should reduce their number of rations by, let's say, 3.
You did say 3 days that we had been traveling.
Yeah.
didn't you roll well on Quartermaster?
I did. We never resolved that.
Yeah. You did roll well, so I think that's why you all were able to. Oh, okay. Then reduce your rations by 2 instead.
By 2? Yep.
You all have managed to find some food despite all of your troubles in the forest.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, ration quantity by 2 or just the uses within them?
The number of
within the
uses.
bag.
Got it.
Yes.
Okay.
Once you're down to 5 uses, then you can reduce the quantity. If you have quantity 2, that's weighing you down.
I got
Yeah,
it.
right with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay.
Since we're about to rest, Nick, can I resolve some healing?
Yeah, go for it.
I would like to attempt to cast a spell, Cure Light Wounds and Heal Cacophony.
Okay, go for it.
How do you actually?
Partial success. Can you tell me what this manifests as?
You choose, not me.
Oh, I get to choose.
The spell is cast, but choose one. You draw unwelcome attention. Your casting distances you from your deity. Take -1 ongoing to cast spells until the next time you commune. Or after you cast it, the spell is revoked. But it says by your deity, but there's some other stuff happening, and it may not be up to your deity.
Well, if I get to choose, I think at this case, I have to put myself in a spot because I don't want to lose the spell.
Okay. What?
Is that
Stab
something we
him.
can-
So, how that I'm gonna level with you, which is a pun on words because the consequence of this decision may have an impact on Wick's ability to level up.
I swear to God, Shadow, if you do this to me right as we go to the dungeon, when I'm about to get identify, I'm gonna flip my shit, dude.
If you draw attention to yourself before we play again next week, Wick will not have the opportunity to rest. I'm
But
going
you will get to commune anyway during the rest.
Yeah, but I may not get the spell back. That's all right. Let's revoke the spell then. This will be the last to get Cure Wounds until I commune again.
Yep.
Okay. Sounds
Do
good.
I still get to resolve the healing?
Yes, go ahead and roll your heal spell.
You pick up 4 health, Shannon. And
Thank
then
you.
how much you down there, Andy?
I'm 10 out of 21 right now.
Okay. Can I ask a mechanical question? After we rest, do we get to recover some health?
No. That is if you spend
Okay.
a whole day doing nothing.
That's
think
what I thought. Then
that's
I'm
what
going to use
bandages-
2 of my bandages to heal Andy for 8.
Okay, yeah, you can do that.
And then that's all I got.
Andy, take 8 HP. And Brian, go ahead and
Thank
remove
you.
those bandages.
On it.
Okay. Alrighty.
Cool.
You all managed to get some downtime. Wick, you will get to level up, which we will go over how you choose to level up at the start of our next session, because we're at time for today. And then we will see either What's Up the Hill or Behind the Door, or maybe both next week on Fable Table. This is the Song of the Ravenlands. Thank you everybody for watching, whether you're watching live with us and participating in chat, which we love and appreciate. Or watching on YouTube after the fact. We love you. Thank you for hanging out with us and enjoying Dungeon World. Any shout outs you all have before we head off for the night?
No,
I-
none.
I can't think
Okay.
of any.
You know where we are.
Yes.
Thanks for the game, Nick. We appreciate it.
Yes.
It's a lot of fun.
Yes,
Yeah.
awesome.
Thank you. If you enjoyed watching this, please subscribe on YouTube and subscribe on Twitch if you haven't already. It really helps us. And the other thing you can do to support the show is to tell people who enjoy this type of content about us. Let them know that we're a fun and cool show. They can check out our map drawing game for world building, or just skip ahead to the Dungeon World stuff. And we really appreciate as we try and expand our viewership. Thanks, everyone. Have a good night. We'll see you next time.
Night.
Bye.
Mwah.
Be safe.
Yeah.
Well,